Let me give you more reasons to follow the homie Sil for the latest news, scoops, and moves he's about to reveal. From coffee talks to special brews, Hamada burgers for meals, a cup of bourbon with that tea that's about to get spilled. Like, what's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know the ins and outs. Who's walking out, buying in? We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. Take out your pen and paper, sit down and take notes. Sil is the realest among imposters, scavenging cutthroats. So, what's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know the ins and outs. Who's walking out, buying in? We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One of a show. Let's go. Between DC and Marvel, they both have a startle. Disney's moving finicky, let's not mention Star Wars. All these movie execs be drunk off their power, disconnected from the fans in the ivory towers. What's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know the ins and outs. Who's walking out, buying in? We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. When they keep making the same mistake, that's what you call insanity. They can't even acknowledge their self-inflicted calamity. What's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know the ins and outs. Who's walking out, buying in? We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One of a show, let's go. Scoop Senator, coffee talks, also covering analytics, making his own reviews, cause it's always been the critics. They clout chasers, money driven, repeating the latest gimmick. Come over to Sil Nation where true vision is given. Listen, what's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know the ins and outs. Who's walking out, buying in? We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. Let's not forget Mikey's son, always special to the crew from day one when him and Sil got together for special brew. What's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know the ins and outs. Who's walking out, buying in? We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One of a show, let's go. I guess I'll finish on this note. When the niggas go flip mode, they turn gremlins, I'm gizmo. Come from my people, my kinfolk. For them I ride for and kill for. With this till I'm skillful, you can really escalate till it all goes abysmal. What's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know the ins and outs. Who's walking out, buying in? We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. I'm a watchman, forever vigilant, steady watching and listening, disciplined, militant, killing these dudes that started visiting. What's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard. Yo, Sil, we need to know the ins and outs. Who's walking out, buying in? We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One of a show, let's go.
What's good? What's good? Peace, peace, peace. This is the weekly show, or as the full title is the Warner Brothers, Paramount, Saudis, DC, Snyderverse weekly show. Much love to Sil Nation. We are here for this segment. It's going to be a very interesting show today. For sure, for sure. Y'all, of course, Jules is back. So first, let's welcome Jules back to the panel.
I'm back. I know y'all miss me, especially Sil.
We all, you know how much I miss Jules' commentary, and I mean, really, just a big part of the thrust of the Saturday show is because of Jules. So it's only right that she's here when she's able to. Of course, you got real life stuff. We understand.
Yeah, especially on Saturday. I'm sure I gave the gun shield a weekend off.
You gave him a week off to kind of cool off. Now we covered for you. We went in last week.
I know I missed it. So much good happened.
We went in pretty good, but you can catch up this week. You can come in, whatever smoke you had last week, bring it to this week, because there's gonna be extra smoke on top of that. As you see the schedule for today, the menu for today is very DC heavy. Obviously, we're gonna talk the Paramount deal whenever we get a chance. A lot of anti-Paramount propaganda. We're gonna address it today, and y'all know it's all about restore. That's the energy every time we do this show. It's about restore the Snyderverse. So, as you see, We got some new stuff about lanterns. We got the Clayface that I talked extensively about it, but we gotta get Jules' thoughts, right? We gotta get her thoughts on all this stuff, and Man of Tomorrow as well. So full show. Much love to Silk Nation. Brown Lanterns is a thing.
It's there. We got to talk about it.
Bad Beast, what's good? Shin, Yovik in the chat. Smash a like. Make sure you subscribe. And I will say this, like, I don't know if y'all realize with YouTube, and maybe y'all don't realize this as a content creator. I realized this, that the algorithm has changed on YouTube. So it's more important than ever for you. If you're watching this, I know a lot of my viewers, y'all got it on the background, y'all chilling, you know what I'm saying, and listening to it. We need y'all to be active. We need you to smash a like. Make sure you subscribe. Sometimes YouTube unsubscribes y'all for some reason. So make sure you're active in the chat. Yeah, it's crazy. Like the algorithm has changed. The game has changed out here, right? But
we're trying to lessen that payout. That's why.
but the great thing though is the activity, the interaction has been great on site for the Saturday show. And I'll say this real quick too. I did a Thursday show. I did a coffee talk out of nowhere. People was like, "What the fuck? Like, what are still doing a coffee talk?" The response was so great this past Thursday live. I'm going to be doing Thursday coffee talks every week now. We're going to be locked in. It is going to be early. So when we talk about coffee talk, we're really talking about coffee talk. So it's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get up and get your cup and chill out. And we're going to talk the latest in CBM and geek news, plus the business behind it. It was such a great response this past Thursday. I was like, yo, for the culture, Jules, for the people, I got to make that a regular thing. So
why not? The people want it. You got to give it to them.
That's what we're going to do. But we know they want this Saturday show. This weekly show has been great. Every week we've been talking about it. But again, we need y'all to be active as much as possible. That's the new rules. We got to flow with it. And really, Jules, like, and the viewers, y'all know, like, I haven't really did like a really scheduled thing, like a weekly thing, like in a couple years. I don't know if y'all realize this, like,
which is crazy. Well, since we stopped doing the weekly show, I mean the Wednesday show, I guess that was like what 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago. Right, that was 2 years ago when we was doing the weekly show in 2024, and then just my schedule changed and anything like that, and so YouTube, they don't honor the algorithm if it's not regular. So we're back regular now. That's the point. That's a lesson. And we're here. And whenever we could drag Jules here with her busy life, it's always great. It's always great. Now we got a super chat right off the top. Before we get started, this is VEGA. One hell of a show. Hashtag Silk Nation. He did the theme. All right. So yeah. I remember too, like when he first sent me that theme song, because VEGA, he did the coffee talk anthem. He did this anthem as well. And it's like this dude, one of the greatest. He is the greatest lyricist in the Snyder fandom. First off, like he kills it. He kills it, man. And him and Abu Nas, he did the clapback. If you remember the Saturday clapback shows, Abu Nas is a classic. And You Gonna Lose Your Job, like Abu Nas. So both of them are like my favorite people in the fandom, man. And so shout out to you, VEGA, for your support always, bro. And I don't know, I mean, once this is restored, VEGA, we may gotta do a new anthem, right? We may have to once this is restored, right? So much love to you, man.
We're gonna need a lot of updates at that time.
For sure. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. We got Raven in the chat. I think I mentioned Bad Beast already, but you get a double mention if I did already. Candor Zone, shout out to you as well. Nike Boy, what's good? This gonna be an interesting show today, y'all. Again, y'all see the topics. Y'all see the topics here. And before we get to the main topics, I gotta throw in just something extra because I am extra. Always. Alice Clark, I see you. Michael, the Michael movie. So just real quick, because first off, once I finish the show, I'm about to go see the movie myself. I'm about to go see the Michael Jackson movie today. I'm busy during the week, so I couldn't go Thursday evening or Wednesday. It was Wednesday showings, and I didn't get a chance to check it out yet. Hearing great things about it. The audience score is great. F the critics, as VEGA says in the anthem. We don't care about the critics or Rotten Tomatoes critics. The people. It's about the people. It's about y'all.
Yeah, I don't even know why people even put any stock into Rotten Tomatoes and the critics anymore. When everybody's always so disaligned with what they say, like it doesn't even make any sense at this point.
Mm-hmm. It's wild, right? And so,
especially with all the like bots and the sabotage that we've known has been happening on Rotten Tomatoes over the past decade or so, like why do people still keep using them as some kind of a real grading system? Like just go watch it if you want to watch it and see for yourself.
So this past Thursday, first off, let's be real. Michael Jackson is the greatest pop star ever. Like, let's stop playing with that, right? Like King of Pop, he was named that for a reason, and he had one of the most incredible runs. From people say it starts at Thriller, but really it was Off the Wall. He had Thriller, and he had Bad, he had Dangerous. Yeah. He hit multiple generations, right? And it lived on. And even Invincible, you know, people want to act like that wasn't hot, but Michael had the greatest run ever. And so this film is stamping that home, is celebrating that. People, Jules, I don't know if you saw the commentary out there, and it's probably a good chance to kind of get a commentary on this. The critics, they said they wanted a different film, and that irks me more than anything.
Too bad.
If you're a critic of film, you're supposed to just judge the film as is. Not if I was a director, it's like no one cares what you would do as a director. Go ahead.
We've seen many critics do exactly that with different genres of films. I can't remember what movie it was right now, but I think it was probably Man of Steel. Some critics came out and they were like, "Oh well, I'm gonna give this a bad rating because it's too serious, and I like my hunky dory Superman." And it's just like, what? That's not what you're here to judge. You're here to judge the basis of this film as a standalone film.
But what is this film? And my thing with critics, and I was clicked up with different people a couple of years ago. They were in the critic circle, and again, they didn't like some of the tweets I was putting. Again, I don't care. But some of them didn't like some of the tweets I was putting out. But I've always had this energy of F the critics. I've always. So it's, I don't know why they're like surprised now that sylabdul saying F the critics. Like, no, I've always been on that. But if you're judging a film, it's about what the film is. Now, if it's bad performances, I'm all with you, right? I'm all with you.
It's choppy editing.
Right. Bad structure. Right. But they're saying, they should have put this in the film. That's why I don't like it. Nah. Y'all not valid in this conversation. In film, this is the BVS energy. This is why I'm probably so hyped up about this, because it's like people came out on BVS because they said, it's too dark. That's not a critical thing. You judge it for what it is. You want it to be more like Marvel. That's not a valid concern for anything.
Like, they should just get their critics certification, whatever the hell the badge that they have, just stripped at that point, because you're not even going off of this film based on merit. You're going off personal emotions and preferences, which is not what a critic is supposed to do if that's your profession. Like, you're just coming in being biased from the jump.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, it's always been screw the critics. I've always been on that, and I have critic friends, but they know the energy I've been on, and some of them got rubbed the wrong way. But I'm like, nah, bro, like, you're not about to come in here and hijack the Michael movie like that. Nah, because I said this Thursday, and I'll repeat this now. And again, I got a lot, I got different people I network with, but I know their method with these reviews. They're all in the same group when they watch these films. Let me finish this real quick, dude. Let me finish this real quick. When they're in the same group, so when the film ends, Jules, they're amongst their group, and they look to each other and say, "How are we going to review this?" It's a colluded review every time. Is my point. But go ahead, Jules. I know you. The spirit's hitting you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, it's just crazy how much heat this movie is getting for whatever variety of reasons. But meanwhile, the Elvis movie was heralded, right? And then they kind of have similar look and feels. Both artists have their own controversy attached to them, right? But Elvis was heralded as like this amazing movie that everyone needs to see. Sure, the director Baz Luhrmann is an amazing director, one of my favorite
And
directors.
shout out to Austin Butler as well. He's great. He's great.
Yeah, he's a good
He
actor.
did a great job.
But at the same time, like if we're just going to watch these movies to just look at the artist's artistry and their career as an artist and what the work that they've contributed to mankind, then that's one thing. But you can't get mad or like treat them differently all because, you know, we know Michael Jackson's whole story. Like he's been in the limelight since he was a little kid. For whatever their reasons are, right? Like you can't herald one and then shit on the other one before you even.
That's the point. That's the point. Is that if you watch again, I think all of us laid back when Elvis came out. We said, "Oh, you want to just celebrate Elvis,
right?
Celebrate his career."
His fans have that.
Because it's a lot of controversy with Elvis. There's a lot of PDF claims with Elvis as well, and that film did not touch on that at all. And y'all praised it. And again, Austin Butler, no shade on him. He did a great job of what he was given.
Yeah,
and you know he was great in Dune Part 2. He's a great guy. He's going to be in the new Miami Vice with MBJ, Michael B. Jordan, as well. No shade when I'm saying this. What I'm saying though is that same energy was not there for Elvis when he stole music from people, but we ain't gonna get into that right now.
He stole his wife too, apparently. But
I'm just saying. So have that same energy you have for Elvis from Michael, who was greater than Elvis. I'm just gonna say it.
Oh, absolutely.
Michael Jackson was greater than Elvis. Yeah. So look, don't come here with that.
Of life that loved Michael's music, whereas Elvis was a very specific like genre. Like I'm not gonna sit here and listen to freaking Elvis. Like I like that. Like cool, whatever. But like
it's Michael, like more boomers, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's before us.
Like this, like. Michael transcends generations and you know and culture, right? Like you can go all the way to freaking Timbuktu and they know who Michael Jackson is.
The great that you say that again. Jules is a segue queen. So like with this Michael, the reason why I brought it up wasn't a rant on the critics, but was to say that this Michael film is doing great. The audience score is A-, which is great. For any films, the word of mouth is going to be great for this film. So that's the first thing.
Production quality looks good from what I can tell so far.
It looks good, right? I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna see it in a couple hours from now, so I'm gonna be there ready. I may get a glove. I may go all out.
No glove popcorn buckets.
I'm just saying. So, despite the obvious colluded review bombing. Because again, I'm telling y'all the method. I know enough of them. When they watch a film, they turn to each other after the film and say, "How are we going to review this?" That's what they did to BVS. That's what they do to any films.
They're just so like everybody is so afraid of being independent now and just having their own thought. Like not everything has to be a hive mind, bro. Like this is so annoying.
Exactly. So that's what it is. This Michael film, and again, we're just calling it out when we see it. It's like if you're offended, we don't care at this point. But the audience is going to determine the success. So, according to the latest numbers, they had a great early preview numbers. Wednesday, Thursday numbers was like 12 million. Yesterday, was nearly 40 million for this film. Then we're talking about domestic. We'll talk about international in a moment. But the projection for domestic is actually, this is outdated. It's going to be nearly 100 million now. What it's going to do domestically and internationally is going to actually copy that as well. You're going to get nearly 100 million internationally, talking about 200 million globally for the Superman, Michael Jackson, Super Michael film overall. Shout out to France, UK, China. All the areas are making this an event film. IMAX, you may talk about repeat IMAX viewings for this event film. And one more thing too, as far as the demographics, women are actually over-indexing everyone for this film. Women love Michael Jackson. That's what we're learning from the numbers, right? And then you got family audiences. So you got like the upcoming Toy Story people the Minions, they're going to see Michael right now before the summer breaks out. So that's going to bring more money. The Black audience, the Latino audience, and even white folks love Michael. He crossed over to everyone, as you were
Asians
saying.
love Michael. Like
Asian as well,
when he went to Asia, I think to China, they went ballistic when he went out that way.
China's going crazy over this film. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like this movie, it could easily. Somebody in the comments said $1 billion. It could easily make $1 billion right now. There's no real competition. Everybody loves Michael, and at the same time, a lot of his fans did a lot of work to rehabilitate his image in the last decade or so, trying to combat a lot of those claims that have been out and all that controversy. So, a lot of, and I feel like a lot of that controversy is mostly US based. I don't think that people really know most of all that happened over here. They look at Michael Jackson as the artist, and that's it. They don't look at him as all that other stuff that people attribute to him as well.
No, it's great. Like, as far as the billion, I mean, I'm not ready to say $1 billion because, again, international fluctuates a lot. But if you're starting your opening weekend with 200 million in the bag and you have good word of mouth, you have a shot. I mean, I'm talking more upwards 700-800 million. I think what this film is going to do, because next week you got Devil Wears Prada Part 2, which is
coming out.
Really looking forward to that. Yeah. So, but I think you have like a double feature thing. If women are watching this Michael movie more than anyone right now, that means you got a 4-quadrant film right now with Michael. Yeah. You're talking about, we're going to show up just as fans of Michael, first off. But then when women are really turning out for this, then you bring in the family, and then you bring in multiple cultures. Again, the Black folks, we're Michael comes from us, so we're going to watch this. But then Latino and whites as well. He's crossed over. That's why he's the greatest pop star ever. He's crossed over to everyone, and they're showing up for this film. That's what's going on right now with this overall. So
everybody knows a Michael Jackson song too.
Yeah.
So
It's great responses out there, and it's so good to see the audience show up for this and not rely on critics. And
they're ready to talk a sequel.
The sequel's coming. The sequel's coming. They already shot like half of the footage already. They didn't put it in this first film, and as I talked about this Thursday, the critics was like, "Oh, it's not going into the allegations." Well, the film ends before the allegations. So this is just part 1, right? Oh, I wish you would have put this story in this film. You good? People's like, I wish you put this story in the film. That's not the story of this film. This is celebrating his run up into the late 80s, before all the crap from the 90s. But they're ready to address the crap from the 90s. That's going to be part 2, right? And I think that's going to be a huge film as well, too, overall. So let's catch up with the chat real quick. And we'll start off a little hot right here. I just saw the double standards, as y'all saying in the chat. It's kind of wild. Critics talking about, this is what I want the film to be. Nah, we don't care. Most of y'all critics out there, I'm not talking about my friends, but some of your critics out there, y'all failed movie directors. Y'all failed writers. Y'all failed. And so y'all probably had some networking with people. Y'all fell into a journalist critic space. And so now y'all think y'all can sway y'all word into this film conversation now, because you already failed. You already struck out of Hollywood. That's a lot of y'all. A lot of these YouTube channels, y'all failed actors, failed writers, producers, directors, and y'all want to put y'all stamp on stuff when the public already wasn't messing with y'all anyway. So this is like y'all revenge or something to jump on Michael, because you got a lot of these trades. I only mess with. I'm gonna mention them one time and never again. The Variety, I ain't messing with that platform anymore. Any Variety article, don't send it to me, because they leaned into this BS Michael Jackson allegation claims. I'm done with them. We got to start calling out people trying to play in our face. I'm done with Variety. I don't care what they post or what they talk about. I'm done with TMZ. I don't care what they're trying to do. TMZ's in the Epstein files. So I don't even know why they coming out with full chest about anyone with allegations. Your boy isn't the owner of TMZ is in the Epstein files. So you probably should fall back, trying to go against false accusations. And to make it very, very clear, just like I said with Ezra Miller was accused with a lot of stuff during the Flash rollout and has been acquitted. Ezra Miller is innocent. I still see people in the chat bringing up, oh, Ezra Miller did it. He has not been charged with nothing. Same vein, in a greater vein, Michael Jackson has been acquitted of all charges. Why are y'all still bringing this up? The late, great Johnny Cochran got Michael off all the charges before he passed away. So what are we doing? And y'all have the same smoke for Elvis? No. Elvis actually did what they said he did. Michael Jackson was acquitted. Stop playing in our face. That's what we're saying. And that's what, again, the audience knows. The audience knows the truth. And that's why this film is going to do great overall. And just, just as far as a biopic, this is doing greater than the Elvis film as well, too. So, yeah, we're off that, man. We're off that. Let's catch up with the chat. But as I said here again, this film, I snapshotted this, and the numbers actually may be up from this. 90 million was the filling early this morning. It may get 100 million domestically now. So that is what it is. What we're saying in the chat, what's good? Again, it's just my opinion. Y'all can have different opinions. It's all good. It's all good. Let's see. Michael is making $1 billion. Like I said, you start off with 200 million week 1. And if you have great legs week 2, and if China really turns out for this film, this may get crazy. We may get nuts out here. I'm just saying. Let's see where we at. Okay, hold on. I got a separate chat window I got to bring up when I talk about this. Okay, here we go. StreamYard, you content creators out there, StreamYard's changed so much. I gotta switch up my flow here. Okay, here we go. Got separate screens and stuff. Let's see. Will it let me? Okay, here we go. For sure. Yeah, the black and brown are showing up for Michael Jackson. And now that's one thing. I don't want, it's like a side thing. I don't want to get too much into this. There's other news out there about this whole Houston situation with black and brown people. I want to accept that Michael Jackson has crossed over. Again, black folks, we claim Michael as our own. He was born in Gary, Indiana. You can't get more black than that. But he's crossed over as a national super pop star, the greatest ever. And we know other cultures have accepted Michael. And so shout out to the other groups that showed up for this film so far. All right. Sequel will address the controversy for sure. They already got like half of the footage already shot already. So they're gonna this first one was supposed to end with them about the raid Michael's house. It's like a cliffhanger. They were going to be raiding his house when, the FBI was trying to strong arm him. All the charges he's beat. But people keep bringing up the charges that he's already beat. That's why, again, Variety, I'm done. I'm done with Variety. I already blocked them. I don't want to see no Variety articles anymore. TMZ, I don't want to see nothing from them anymore. I'm not discussing anything from those outlets. Again, that's just where we're at. I'm gonna be dancing in a couple hours here, y'all. Y'all already know. I'm about to go see this after we're done with this stream. This is Michael at his peak. That's all you need for part 1. Plus, we got plenty of drama for Joe Jackson. Yeah, I heard Coleman Domingo. Like, first off, people saying Jafar, like, he was almost possessed by Michael. Like, it's a spiritual thing. His performance is what I'm hearing, and the clips that I'm seeing. Like, this brother, like, he you know, I don't know what he did to, like, it was a seance or something, but he is like, he becomes Michael.
Wait, is that Jermaine's son? Whose
That's
son is
I think that's Tito's son.
Tito's son? All right, well, Jermaine,
Yeah.
Tito, they're like the more talented ones next to Michael, so I'm not surprised at all. I mean, it's genetic.
Yeah.
That whole family is blessed.
I
mean,
it's a strong genetic thing.
yeah,
right there.
it's a shame that Janet's not allowing her likeness to be in the film. I don't know how they're going to do that without her.
Well,
She was a big part of his life.
I think maybe she'll give the go for part 2, but also too, I think Janet wants her own film. That's what I think. It's like a likeness thing.
But then build a universe. Then you gotta show up
a Michael cinematic universe.
You can't make Michael without Janet, and vice versa.
Well, no, you can make Michael without Janet, but no, Janet's
they're
great.
Showing his whole family, they have to show Janet. Like, they made music together. Like, how they can't just skip through that. Their record was huge together in the 90s.
This is my theory is that, okay, if part 1, according to what they're saying, and the film's out there, it ends like late 80s. And then if part 2 is like the 90s, if you want to do like the front end of the 90s, because when you get to the late 90s, that's Michael Jackson, Janet, Scream, a big record.
Right, yeah.
Right? You need Janet. If it's not part 2, it's got to be part 3. They may do a trilogy.
Can't ignore that record. That was so huge. That was like the first time you had a brother-sister superstar at that level. Like,
huge record. Right, so you got to have Janet. I will say, to be honest, I think you should put all that in the 90s. Put that all in part 2. So you got to have Janet a part of that.
Yeah,
right. You got to. That won't even work with that story. Again, I get the front end. That's what we're saying. We're talking about like late 80s. Janet didn't blow up yet, right? At that point,
she was still a child actor, I think. At that point.
You're talking about early 90s, and you got like Control and all that stuff. And Janet is great. I mean, she's in her own right. But part 2, Janet, y'all better make sure she's a part of that. Yeah.
I mean, maybe when she sees how much money this makes, she'll agree to be represented.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't wait to go see this myself again. Man, I may get a glowing glove before I go watch this film, because my family has been messaging me because I've been busy during the week. Jules, usually I try to go to like a Thursday or a Wednesday early premiere. I'm just too busy. I couldn't even check it out yet. But today, I'm gonna check this out today. So looking forward to that, man.
Have fun.
For sure. So Music City is endorsing it. Movie is fire. Point blank. Period. I can't wait to see it, man. So I believe you. Just like Batman and BVS. I believe you. So let's get into the topics here. Let's see. We got a lot of. I know Michael is such a great public figure. Like, it touches everyone, right? I knew people will respond so well to this, and the chat is like blowing up about this. Like, this is I think it's as good as people are saying. I really believe that.
Don't nobody get up in the front of the theater and start dancing. I already saw two people doing that. Don't do that. You can ruin the whole experience for everybody else. Like, sit your ass down and enjoy the movie.
Exactly. Well, see, that's that whole phenomenon. I blame Gen Z. I think that's what Gen Z are jumping up in front of us.
There would have been other. If this movie came out, we were kids, we would have had some dumbasses from our classroom doing the same thing. Like, we all know at least one kid growing up that knows Michael's moves. Like, he was just that type of generational talent. So, yeah, don't do that.
And I know you stepped away for a second. Did you catch my demographic report on that? That over indexing women are definitely showing up for the film. Millennials are really pushing. So that's our generation. We grew up, learning about Michael Jackson. So that's us. The Black audience, Latino audience, white audience. So it crossed over.
Yeah,
everyone's showing up. Everyone's showing up for this film. So. And families as well. So yeah, I think I said it before you left. So
yeah, you did. Yeah.
Repeat myself. Okay, thanks, Jules. So let's.
Excited for Michael.
I am excited for that. I'm actually excited for that overall. But one thing that we're probably not excited for, and I'm trying to say it like that. I gotta get y'all know when Jules on the panel.
It's more of dread.
We gotta be real with all this, man. Lanterns. There's a handful of DCU stuff has made news this past week, right? Jules hasn't been here, so we got to get her energy as far as what's going on. But Lanterns has dropped a new promotional picture. Jules, they added green. There's a couple of things wrong with this, but the first thing, they added green, and then the tagline is asinine. Only one can wear the ring. What lanterns are we talking about, Jules? Just what's your thoughts at green? That they added green. They pulled the Brown Lanterns trailer. You can't find it anymore on the official sites.
Mm-hmm.
So
on HBO Max.
They pulled the brown. They added green, but they said only one can wear the ring. I didn't mean to rhyme that, but it's just what is going on? This is a shit show at this point, Jules. What's your thoughts?
Shit show is exactly how to put it. This is panic in real time. They saw all the hate it was getting online. Everybody calling it Brown Lanterns. They didn't change the name, but they're just giving us now whatever this is with some bad silhouettes inside the rings. Just, the ring design is hideous from the jump. Like it just looks so like base, like ancient, like low tech. Like this, like I would never look at this ring and think like, oh, there's like some magic to this, or like it's super technology. Like there's nothing advanced about this ring whatsoever. In a spiritual component, physical component, nothing at all. Like it's just horrible design. I like the green color they chose, but that's not a green for Green Lanterns. Like this shit ain't glowing. Like where's the glow? Like Green Lanterns, like Green Lantern is all about the slogans, right? You could have just picked one out of any comic book of their, you know, their oath, and they couldn't even do that. And these are supposed to be people that they're heralded as, oh, we finally got comic book people in the DCU and in charge of DC films. Like where? Everything we've seen, bro. Everything we've seen has been a slap in the face to the comics that came before all of this, to all the fans that are actual comic book readers or fans of the characters in general, and not just beholden to like one version of the characters from like 50 years ago, right? Like this is BS. This is panic ensuing within DC Studios, and everybody is just kind of fighting to keep their job because they know ain't nobody gonna watch the show. Like I mentioned before, first impression is everything, and the first impression couldn't be any worse. And this is DOA. It's dead before it even arrives. It's that bad.
Yeah, this is the backtrack. This is why I've always said this is a placeholder universe, right? Like they're just getting by with DC projects. When we saw the first trailer, Jules had the viral reaction to the Brown Lanterns, where it was like what are we doing? You know, with this IP, where's the picture? I got a picture of the brown suit, or did I delete it because I was so upset? Maybe I did. But it's like, here we go. It can't disappoint. But it's like the reaction to this, like you just said, there's no magic to it. When I look at lanterns, I want the magic. I want the unknown, the cosmic element. This is just a brown suit in the closet on a hanger. Like what are we doing? They're supposed to come from the ring, you know. So when they did this, I'm not surprised that the backlash on this. But now they're trying to say, oh, we're going to add green now.
All of a sudden.
But there's no glow. Like I like how you point that out. There's no glow to it. That's what lanterns is. Again,
there's nothing about this.
Special.
Like, look. You can see like someone like hammered in, like they try to go so crazy with the texture, right? But Green Lantern is not about that. Like this is a magical like character, a magical like genre, all that stuff. Like I shouldn't be seeing some like ancient version. Like this is like if you look at a singing bowl, like they like hammer into it. Like I shouldn't be seeing that in a lantern ring. Like this is like the most advanced thing in the universe.
This is we finally got green. They added green and confusion, and again, it's not just green. Like Jules said perfectly, it's not just green. We need the glow. We need special, magical, not just a green palette. You know what I'm saying?
And this green is still kind of dark. It's still like not the green that you normally attribute to.
This is Swamp Thing's green,
which is usually this is like more of like an olive green. Like it should be, like glowing. A super bright green.
Exactly. You nailed it with that, right? So That's one problem we have with this.
Well, yeah, I gotta go back to the slogan because that's what you were before we sidetracked. With so many things wrong with this whole situation. Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, like the only one can wear the ring. Like that's dumb. Like we already saw one Green Lantern in the Superman movie, so we know there's already one Earthbound Green Lantern. So now you're saying only one can wear the ring. Sure, you could say we're being facetious because there's one ring per person, right? And there's two people that want this ring. But I mean, if you made the exception, there's already one other Green Lantern. So just go to O and be like, bro, we need another ring, or whatever. Like, what is the purpose or the meaning of only having one ring for these two guys? Like, what's happening?
It's a trash.
Watch and find out. No, thank you. This is trash already.
Well, you know me, Jules. Like, I'm gonna watch it, right? I'm gonna watch it.
You're gonna watch.
I'm gonna give it a couple episodes.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a chance. But this is a dumb premise. I'm talking about just Green Lantern fans, comic book fans. This is the dumbest premise I've ever saw. Like, I cannot believe. Well, we already know Damon Lindelof, who's called out by the great DC writer Grant Morrison, saying, Grant Morrison said, "Oh, Lindelof don't even understand the lore of Lanterns." We covered this last month. So obviously, someone that doesn't even respect the lore is going to come with a dumb slogan like this that doesn't fit in anything in Lantern's lore. Only one could wear the ring. What are we talking about? Like, just to make it clear to people
that love the.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, did you? It's supposed to be made by people that love the source material. Oh yeah, you're cutting off too. I don't know if this is you or me.
Okay, I'm gonna blame you. That's okay.
You always do.
That's me. Oh, okay. But
yeah, it's definitely you.
I think it's you, but that's okay.
But yeah, like this is supposed to be made by people that are like they're supposed to be comic book people, comic book readers and stuff. That's why everybody was like loving Gunn and all that shit. Meanwhile, everything that we've seen so far from him and his whole DCU is a lack of respect for the lore, and we're seeing it again with Lancers. This is probably the most egregious version of it.
Yeah, no, this is just to make it very clear to people, the Lanterns lore. It isn't only one can wear a ring, like they're battling against each other. I don't like that type of premise of a story because this never was in the comics. The Lanterns, when you are a head of a sector, you get a Lantern's ring. It could be a planet. It could be a different universe, cosmic universe overall, but you're a head of a sector. And if you die, then the ring will pick someone else. That's how Hal Jordan got his ring. Abin Sur, he died. It picked someone worthy within his sector. John Stewart and Hal Jordan never shared rings like that in the comics, unless it was like an offshoot story, like a what if type thing. But as far as
that shouldn't even be allowed from like the rules of the ring itself. Like that doesn't even make any sense.
It's stupid. Okay, like when we saw the trailer where Hal Jordan was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put the ring on the dashboard, right?" And if it chooses you, that's not how it works.
No, that's not. That's his ring. Like, what do you mean? Like, his DNA is embedded in that ring, basically. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, this is again, it's a slap in the face to the lore. So, okay, so if you're saying this is not for the hardcore, okay. So they good luck selling this to the general audience.
Yeah. So if this is not for the hardcore, then why are you doing this anyway? If it's not for the hardcore, then you can't say that this whole universe is made by people that actually care about. Yeah, you can't say that this whole thing is made by people that love the lore because they obviously don't.
Yeah, this isn't. And again, that's what Grant Morrison brought up like last month.
Yeah, he was like, this is someone.
Right? Yeah. He's like, this is someone that doesn't know the lore. They don't care about the lore. No. And then Lindelof came out and apologized to Grant Morrison. He should apologize to the fans, Lindelof, because you don't give a crap about DC fans, Lanterns fans, hardcore fans. You don't. You want to get a new audience. So good luck with that.
Budget. Yeah, they're not. Nobody's gonna watch this crap. I mean, this low budget ass graphic right here, it tells us this is just more in line of what we've seen from the trailer. Like the front of this ring, like the face of the ring doesn't even look like it's attached to the band. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is not even proper, like a proper design. Like everything about this show is crap.
Yeah. It just I don't have a lot of confidence. This is how I felt, just to give y'all a premise of how I'm approaching this. This is how I felt before Shazam 2. When Shazam 2 was about to come out, I was dreading actually watching. I was like, everything I saw felt crap. As a DC fan, I approach everything again. Jules, this past Thursday, I was telling the audience, I was like, because people was like, why did you give James Gunn a chance last year? because I grew up as a DC fan. I watched Burton, I watched Schumacher, Nolan, Snyder, obviously. So anytime someone comes up with DC, I do want to see what they got. But
Phil is also
when you
just an optimist to his own detriment.
At heart, yeah. It gets me in trouble sometimes. Yeah, it does. Jules know this, but it's like, so I give it a chance, right? But when you play in our face so much, it's very obvious. So when Shazam 2 was coming out, I was like, I got a bad feeling about this. I'm going to go see it. I know it's by default. I'm going to go see it. Plus, I have a movie club, so I get a couple of tickets every month, right? So I'm going to use my tickets every month, and so I was like, I knew what I was going to get with Shazam 2. I had a bad feeling about this. And of all those films in 2023, again, I know a lot of y'all don't like the Flash film. I got some personal ties to that film, so you're never going to tell me not to like that film. Blue Beetle was decent, and Aquaman 2 was actually better than people thought. Shazam 2 was crap that year. That was a trashy film. That
movie should not have gotten made.
The CGI wasn't finished. Yeah, it was terrible.
It was just made at such a bad time too. Again, that was just during that whole sabotage era. It's like it is.
Yeah, exactly. So, but my thought here is that I'm having the same trepidation for this Lanterns. Not even for Superman. I was like, I'm gonna give Superman 2025 a chance. Supergirl, y'all know that I still have high hopes for Supergirl, despite what people are saying. But this Lantern show, I have nothing to save. There's nothing I can say to save the show in my mind. This is terrible marketing. Y'all saw the trailer. It's not magical at all. You got some Mary Poppins flying action from Hal Jordan. I don't know what they're trying to do. This isn't what I signed up for a DC rendition of this. And again, I think this is a joke.
At least this one, you don't have to pay extra to see it, and you can watch it from your couch. And you can turn it off.
Look at this young man, summer followers. I'm gonna. You seem so confident when you say that, Drew. But
I know you are gonna suffer. We ain't watching that shit. You watching it though, so you're gonna just refer back.
I'm gonna give it 3 episodes, just like I did the Acolyte, because I had a bad feeling about the Acolyte, right?
Yeah,
and we was on someone else's channel watching it, and shout out to Danny. Shout out to Danny. She was a part of the Wednesday crew. And I talked to her recently, and it was a terrible. She knew. We was like, we all falling out. We're like, we ain't rocking with this.
We stuck around for a while though. We stayed I was like halfway through the season.
I gave it 3 episodes.
I think did I watch the whole thing?
I don't know. I think you dropped out. I think you dropped out before I did. I thought.
I think I actually ended up. I think I actually watched the whole thing.
I gave actually, you know what? I think it was episode 5 when he massacred the Jedis. You're right. I think it was like episode 5, and then I was like, I ain't showing up no more.
But we watched it just to talk about it during the Wednesday show. It was just
it wasn't. So I'm gonna give Lanterns a couple episodes. 3 episodes.
No more hate watching.
And I'm gonna cut off. And really, like, if I'm turned off by like episode 2, I'm just gonna be like, yo, I can't even make it.
Yeah.
Like you said, hate watching it does nothing. It's not helping anything. By viewership is how these things are
everything worse, because they're gonna think people enjoyed it.
Exactly. So that's where we're at with that. And again, we will see, right? We will see how this show, and it looks like some extra smoke for this overall, but it just, man, all these years we had the Ryan Reynolds Lanterns film. What was that? 2011.
This is making the Ryan Reynolds film look like a masterpiece based on everything we've been seeing so far. And it's not. That's like that movie was in hell when it came to quality and everything. When it comes to a grading system, and the fact that this is worse than that, man.
Yeah, the first act was decent. The first act was decent with Ryan Reynolds' Lanterns, but it just we went left as that film went on, and it is what it is. People, you see the reaction to that film overall for a reason. So all I'm saying, James Gunn, like I said, I mean, we're gonna get to more of your projects now, Gunn, but just this isn't landing for hardcore people, for like I would say like casual, like in like because you're talking about comic people, and then you have generations where some of us grew up with the animated stuff, with the live action TV stuff, right? And that's kind of where I put you, Jules, like where you were exposed to a lot growing up, right?
I didn't have access to comic books, so I relied on the series a lot.
Right. So you got both audiences like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't really rocking with what you're showing us. So what audience are you getting for this? I really don't. You're not getting a Penguin audience. This isn't rocking like what Penguin did.
No.
Right? HBO Max. So I don't know what they think they're getting.
General audience is definitely not watching this. Like, this looks like on par with like an NCIS on like a basic local channel. Like, it's not the quality that we expect. And this is embarrassing. This is even going to be on HBO Max, like under the HBO moniker. Like, it does not belong there.
Yeah, it should be like a CW thing. If they pulled out of those contracts after Superman and Lois for CW, but this is like a made for TV type thing overall. Like Shen said here with the Ryan Reynolds film, everything after Oa. Yeah, the first act of Green Lantern, Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern was actually watchable. I give you like 30, 40 minutes. Then after that, it's downhill. The villain is terrible. Yeah, it's a terrible third act.
Then the horrible teaser at the end that we know now led to nowhere. It was just rushed.
Well, that wasn't a horrible teaser. That was. I wish they would have followed through.
It was rushed. It was not the time.
You're talking about when Sinestro gets a yellow ring, right?
We just met him, and then all of a sudden now he's going to be a bad guy. Like, there was no build up at all to that. It was just like, all right, I guess we're just going to rush this.
But see, this is my pushback though, Jules. With that is that if they would, that was rushed. I wish they would have rushed that more and actually made him the villain of the film. Just give him the yellow ring in the second act and make him it would have been better than what they did.
I prefer the build-up because I feel like people really need in order for people to feel like what Green Lantern was feeling, how Jordan would have felt, like you have to see him as the beloved teacher, the guy that taught you everything, your mentor, right? Somebody that you look up to, and then all of a sudden he just turns and becomes like your greatest enemy, right? Like that build-up would have been amazing, but they messed that up.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. I mean, we're going to disagree, but I agree with you.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, that's what we're at. But no, I actually, it's so funny, Jules, because I remember I was in the theater for that Green Lanterns film, and after I like sludged through the third act, I was like, "Oh, this is like really terrible." I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like we're flaming out in real time. But then when that little after credit thing happened, I was like, and then we should make part 2. I want to see what Sinestro does.
I mean, Mark Strong was perfectly cast, which was again a waste. But yeah, I mean,
and you saw his arc. His arc was the most perfect thing in that film, where he lost trust of the Guardians, right? Like you saw it in real time, and again, he gets that yellow ring. And again, yes, it should be more of a build up, like you said. Right?
Yeah, just take the audience through that emotional buildup, right? And then that should have been like the end of the trilogy. Would have been him turning into the Yellow Lantern.
That's true. Yeah, because that's like a Sam Raimi Green Goblin thing where he had Harry takes up the mantle of Green Goblin in Spider-Man 3. That was actually, though the film isn't that great, it's watchable. It's more watchable than I thought it was. In real time, I hated Spider-Man 3, Raimi 3. But that was an arc for Harry. For the third film, you become a villain. He actually played that well. That aspect.
Yeah, you got to play with it. You got to make the audience fall in love with something, and you got to make them feel. And the best way to do that is to take them through a journey.
Yeah. Exactly. So enough of me and Jules fighting live. We got Jason here saying, "Hey, Sil, longtime subscriber. Shout out to you. Thanks for your diplomatic content within the fandom. Most of them don't like that, but it's okay. Over the years, with all the highs and lows within DC, we've seen quarreling, but just want more Snyderverse. Jules, that's all.
That's what this is all about.
I smack the table for that. That's all we want with that overall, and that's always going to be my approach. As I always say, I grew up as a DC fan, reading Batman comics, Green Arrow. I didn't read too much Superman, actually, coincidentally, until Man of Steel, till Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. That's when that got me into Superman more, watching Man of Steel, Cavill. But growing up as a DC fan and then seeing Burton, Schumacher, Nolan, Zack Snyder, that's the greatest DC experience I've had in theaters. Man of Steel, opening sequence, Krypton sequence,
Beautiful.
BVS.
Yeah.
BVS, like just that third act of BVS, I'm like, that's the greatest I felt for DC and theater ever. You're talking about the warehouse moment, the Doomsday moment, like everything. Wonder Woman entrance, just Zack Snyder nailed it as a graphic novel, basically brought to life.
Yep.
And that's all we want. We just want more of that, man. Like this stuff here, we know about Lanterns. We'll get to more of this DC stuff, bro. We're fans of this. Like we want DC to be great, not this weird stuff.
Yeah, we have to go through the mud, and it's almost over, in order to get back to the glory days. And another 1.5 years left. We'll get there. It'll fun.
Well, 1 year. We're 12 months away from his contract ending, but yeah, we got man tomorrow. Yeah. That's true. I got happy for a second now. Now the happiness is gone.
Have to get through that.
And speaking of getting through more, we got more DCU here. Clayface now. Maybe this won't be his. I don't know. We'll see. What I'm gonna tell you, because I Jules know this. I never ask her anything in advance before we do a show. Like I really do want her true response to things, right? So Clayface,
don't just like to bait me, guys.
I do. I actually do. That's actually a real thing. But Clayface has come out with a trailer, right? And I think I got some safe footage to throw up here, I guess. Yeah. So it's come out with a trailer, and CinemaCon a couple weeks ago, they said this was the best thing of the DC panel for CinemaCon. They said DC actually failed. This is what the trades are saying. Okay, people get in my comments saying, "Oh, sylabdul, why would you say DC failed?" The world is saying they failed. Okay, but of that panel,
the jig is up. We all know.
I'm just saying, it's like I can't help you with that one. Like they're saying you failed. You know what I'm saying? But of that DC panel, because they said Supergirl was the more fluff than anything. It was indifference, Jules. That's the word for Supergirl, and that's the worst thing. You actually rather someone hate what you're putting out than be indifferent.
You want them to feel something. You need
exactly.
Them to feel.
It's a total meh. Like Supergirl, okay, right? It looks like Guardians, right? And then they on CinemaCon they sent a video. Gunn, Corn Sweat, and Nicholas Hoult sent a Trinity video of themselves saying, "We're about to shoot Man tomorrow, guys," and no one cared.
Oh, nobody cared. It didn't even pop up on my feed.
No, no one cared. There's like, okay, I mean, if you got some footage, we'll pick it apart, right? You got some concept art, something, right?
Nobody cared, bro.
No one cared.
Keep it moving.
Indifference for Supergirl, and then Clayface mildly intrigued. He was like, so. We saw the trailer, Jules. We're dying to hear your feedback.
Bill made me watch it twice.
Real quick, I am mildly intrigued. I like the tone, and it's all up to the performance of the Tom Rise Harries. If he brings it, this could be a decent dark DC project. That's what I feel about Clayface. Jules, what's your thoughts?
You can absolutely tell James Gunn had little to no involvement in this movie based on what we've seen. It is a complete departure from everything else that we've seen in the DCU. And honestly, it's the best thing for it. The movie actually looks good. It looks intriguing. It looks scary as hell. Yeah, it's gross. The opening scene with him in the hospital bed, and all you see is like his bloodied eye. And it looks crazy. So Clayface is actually one of my favorite Batman villains. Definitely like top 3. And so I've always been intrigued by this. I just hate that it's under Gunn's reign because I don't want to
claiming it.
He's gonna claim it. Yeah,
I don't think it's obviously any connection.
It's obviously not his. It doesn't have anything that is attributed to his style. Like all this darkness, like this budget was 40 million, like 70 million, something low, is under 100 million. So he let them do whatever the hell it looks like it, because he was more occupied with the big names, Superman, Supergirl, those trying to get his other canceled projects off the ground. But yeah, I love the way that they like this. The graphics look great. Like the the VFX, like just like this still right here where you see like his face and then turning into the clay from his mouth onward. It's so unsettling, which it is crazy because a
On
lot of these
purpose.
shots, and the shot of him in the bed with like his face covered, right? We see that in a lot of the animated versions of Clayface. Every time we see him, they talk about his backstory, like a very similar shot. Yeah, the one at the top left. We see that shot a lot. But seeing it in real life, like all bloodied and gross, is just so gross. But that's really what we've been seeing in animated form. And now this is like really making us see how like horrible his case really is. You know, because it's in.
Yeah. No, I think that's one of the main things I liked about the trailer was some of these shots, right? That's why I'm putting this all on the star of this film. Tom Rise Harris. He has to bring it. Right, he can't come out here looking corny, but that shot, second from the right down, I love that part where it's like his eyes like messing with him.
Oh yeah, and that's another shot from like straight from the animated series, the Batman TAS. Like we've seen that so many times too. And then that last shot of I think it's one of the last shots of the trailer where he kind of just puts his hand over
wipes his face. Yes, I love
wipes his face and like his features are gone. I was like, oh shit, like that's crazy.
Like, oh, it's going down, right?
Yeah.
It's going down. So I'm looking forward to just again this tone. You know, again, the director James Watkins. I don't remember anything he's done of importance, but I like what
this is going to be a nice feather in his cap.
Exactly, and then writer Mike Flanagan, the horror genre people out there, they know Mike Flanagan clearly. As far as what he wrote, though they took his script and they did kind of doctor it a little bit. He has the most credits, right? According to the Writers Guild. Mike Flanagan is the main writer, so he's going to get the points for that. But then they had someone else kind of doctor some stuff. So there may be some gun stuff with input Hopefully. With that.
If there's any like piss jokes, we know who put that in there.
But from the trailer, I looked at how Gunn reacts to stuff. Jules, like when Superman 2025 came out, like it came out, it did what it did. It got according to Netflix, it got pulled early. That's what Netflix said. But when they pulled it, then James Gunn automatically said, "Oh, let's start teasing Supergirl." Look up for Superman, look out for Supergirl. He did that like immediately, and I was like, "Why is Gunn going so hard on Supergirl? Like that's not even his film. That's Craig Gillespie's film. Like, what? Why is he coming out like, with that?" And he started coming out saying, "Oh, Supergirl could be messy because men have been messy this whole time, so Supergirl should be messy." I'm like, that's that toxic feminism stuff. It's like, Gunn, chill out, right? Like, we accept Kara Zor-El as is. You don't gotta down men to boost her, right? That's what messed up,
make her masculine.
Rey Skywalker, right? So it's like, chill with that Mary Sue stuff, right? Chill with that. But then with Clayface, Jules, I was like, Gunn, he just put out that poster that we showed, the poster that we all like. I mean, I think most of us like. And then he just dropped a link to the trailer, and Gunn actually sort of chilled out. Yeah, he kind of chilled out. He answered some questions on Threads, saying, yeah, it's in my DCU. But I'm hearing this film that's not going to allude to anything in this DCU. I haven't heard any reshoots.
Entire world is so different.
Yeah. So this is a standalone DC project, Jules. So me as a DC fan, this is the lane for DC for those all-tour, low-budget, like the first Joker film. They only spent like $50 million. That's the type of lane that DC, the Marvel can't do this. Marvel tries. They're going to try to do this Punisher thing on Disney Plus. That has a lane. DC only can come into theaters like this. You're not going to see Feige putting out a Marvel horror film in theaters. They can't pull that off.
They can't.
DC can.
Right.
Yeah, DC can do
Marvel kind of put themselves in a bubble with the tone with all their films and so much interconnectivity. DC really doesn't have that problem. Yeah, like they can do the Elseworlds as a whole other brand and it'll be fine.
Yeah. And Gunn was he saw people was vibing with this trailer and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is in the DCU, guys." It's like, nah, get out of here, Gunn. You're not using Clayface in your Superman saga. Get out of here, man.
Right. Like if this was attached, he would have said it from the beginning, like, "Oh, this is a precursor to Batman and blah blah blah." Like he's a narcissist. He would have went off on like trying to explain how this is part of his universe. But now that he sees that it's getting positive attention, it's the only thing on the slate that's getting positive attention. He wants to act like it's one of his projects.
Like this is me. This is my W, guys. Like I agree
you
with
want to
it.
take credit, of course. But we've seen him do this, right? Like we saw him take credit for the script of Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. He acted like that was all him. So let's not pretend like James Gunn is not prone to stealing credit.
Like we said a couple weeks ago, and when Jules was here, the legacy of James Gunn's DC is lying, allegedly. Like I say allegedly, so you won't sue me. But it's like,
right,
we can't believe anything he says in his post. We showed that with the whole Maxima casting thing. Yeah. He full out lied about Deadline's report. And Deadline came back and doubled down. Then Hollywood Reporter jumped in. Other trades jumped in because they had the real story. And Gunn said they were lying. So I can't believe anything Gunn says, right? And again, I'm going to lean onto what I'm hearing about this Clayface film is not going to allude to anything of James Gunn's DCU. I'm treating this as standalone. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with this film. And again, we got to see what it does. Like if this dude comes out and he's acting corny, then as far as the actor, then it's like, okay, maybe it is trash. But I'm giving this a chance because of the tone. And one thing too, Jules, the synopsis of this film, again, it's Matt Hagen, from the animated series. We know great episode, Feet of Clay, that two-parter on Batman animated series. He's an actor. He gets into like a shady crowd because he has to, get some money, for the goop, and then he gets double crossed, and then he takes revenge. That's the synopsis of the film. Technically, you don't need Batman for that story. And I think that's a win for this trailer, for the synopsis, and for the director and the writer of this film. They're making a film where you don't actually need Batman in this. This is Matt Hagen getting mutilated. As you see him getting stabbed up on the second from the top on the right. He's going to get mutilated, and then he's going to get injected with this stuff, and then he's going to get revenge. You don't need Batman for that story, Jules, in my opinion. And this was a small story that they could actually execute.
Yeah, this is Clayface's origin. So this is way before he's even on Batman's radar. Like, for as far as if Batman even finds out about it, as far as he's concerned, this is another vigilante taking out some more thugs, right? Yeah. So it's not like he's a problem that Batman has to go take care of at the moment.
Exactly. And so I'm with that premise of this film because that's what I thought. I was like, is this going to be like, I think someone said in the chat, the Spider-Man-less verse, Sony Spider-Man-less verse? Like, will that fall prey to that? This isn't Craven. I don't feel like this is a Craven situation, y'all. This is a contained story of Matt Hagen's story, and I'm with it. Again, we got to see if it's good. We're not endorsing this. We're just saying
it looks very good.
I'm intrigued. So far. I'm intrigued.
Need to see more, but it looks really good.
So we got Joey here saying Gunn said it was a part of the DCU. Oh, no, it's a standalone film. You expect Gotham to look like Metropolis. Expect they look completely different. That's what Clayface is doing, and Gunn did say. I'm not catching everything he's saying here, but I'm thinking he's saying like it's supposed to be standalone. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I think he's trying to say that Gunn's flip-flopping whether or not this is part of his DCU or not.
Yeah, it's all on the fly. Again, the legacy of James Gunn DC. I'm sorry, I can't trust anything he says about DC. And especially when your contract is 12 months to expiring, I can't trust it. You can't say nothing about the future. You can't say nothing, right? I mean, are they really going to make the Jimmy Olsen series? I mean, he probably will try to squeeze it out, the budget. But it's like, there's no Wonder Woman. There's no DCU Batman, right? Yeah, I can't trust anything Gunn says about the future, y'all. I'm waiting, as I said before, I'm waiting if this Paramount deal closes in this July, I'm expecting Paramount beginning of 2027 to tell us new DC plans. I don't care what's coming out 2027 because they didn't give the luxury to 2023 DC. They announced a reboot before Shazam 2, Flash, Blue Beetle, Aquaman 2. So I'm expecting Paramount to do the same, saying, okay, this stuff's coming out, but we're doing something different early 2027. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
I hope so. We need to have some good news. I mean, we're tired of all this junk we've been getting.
I'm just saying, James Gunn's last ride. Your trilogy's up. You know, you had Superman 2025, Supergirl, Man of Tomorrow. That's your trilogy.
Yep,
All
that's
good.
it.
All
It's
good.
over.
That's what they gave Zach. We'll give you that. Right. Mandy, our Supergirl here, says, I'm still hoping Supergirl's a nice surprise. I've said this. Again, y'all know this past year, I was hoping the best for Supergirl, right? And I'm gonna be there to watch that film. Because Craig Gillespie, I think, is a quality director. But I know this isn't his film anymore. Seeing the trailers,
All the reshoots,
like 8 to 10 test screenings, like that. Again, test screenings, if it's 3 or less, you're actually satisfied with the film. BVS, I think, got 1 test screening, and they said, let's roll with it, right? Supergirl or James Gunn Superman 2025, they got like 6 test screenings, and they did adjust stuff. The story's out there. Supergirl got more touch-ups. I'm not confident this is Craig Gillespie's film anymore, right? But the criticism of the film, it's not really criticism, it's indifference. It's like,
we don't care.
There. Yeah, it's just
This is I'm super bored and I can't find anything to watch on Netflix or any of the streaming channels. I feel like watching something superhero-ish. I'm like, oh, let me put this on real quick for a couple hours until I go to sleep.
That's where Supergirl is at right now, and that's the worst spot in film. We need emotion. At least Superman 2025 had emotional responses.
That's what got it to the 600. That's what got it to the 600 bar.
It was a lot of hate watching. Some of the haters was like, I'm gonna go see it as soon as possible just to hate on it. I was like, okay,
just to see what it's about. Yeah.
Okay. Supergirl, most people are like, oh, I'm gonna wait to HBO Max. You know, if that's a death knell for any film. You need some kind of emotional reaction either way, and that's what you don't get.
Look, I'm gonna be saving my coins for Minions. If I'm gonna go watch any movie that month, I'm gonna probably go watch Minions. Supergirl is not on the radar whatsoever.
Oh man, July 4th weekend, Minions comes out, and again we bring this up because we have to stamp this home. Like Toy Story 5,
and Toy Story 5 has a crazy story this time. I don't know if you heard, but they're gonna basically go after the iPad kids.
What?
Yeah, like the villain apparently is the iPad. Because if you think about it, which is like it made me want. I haven't seen Toy Story 4 because for me it ended at Toy Story 3. But with Toy Story 5, they're gonna basically, like with actual kids today, you never see a kid playing with toys anymore. They want the phone or they want the iPad. So toys are getting pushed to the wayside. So here comes Toy Story 5, just perfect timing with that whole thing. And parents now are seeing the damage that iPads are doing to these young kids. Like these kids can't read or write. They can't even hold a pencil or whatever by the age of 4 or 5, which is crazy because we were writing our names in preschool. But basically, this is a great time with Toy Story 5 with that storyline. Everyone's going to watch that movie because it's Toy Story anyway. But now you're adding that extra element people can relate to it. Supergirl is, and then it's over.
So from CinemaCon, Toy Story 5, because again, CinemaCon is theater exhibitors. They want to sell these films, so you got to hype them up to, block off as many screens as possible, right, for these films and market it, put the posters, all the little build-ups and stuff like that. For Toy Story 5 had a huge pop at CinemaCon. You had Disney there, you had all the big studios except Netflix, because Netflix not theatrical, so they weren't invited to CinemaCon. little Netflix shade, but Toy Story 5 had a big pop. This is a potential $1 billion film that's coming out. Families are going to support it, right? And you got nostalgia with that as well too. So you're going to hit multiple demographics with Toy Story 5,
too,
right?
Yeah.
They're going to get us millennials. We're going to be there. We're going to check it out.
It's like whoever got kids, they're taking their kids to see this.
Exactly.
The kids are going to want to watch it.
We'll take our nieces and nephews, whatever.
The Gen Z that got kids, they're going to bring their little kids.
Gen Z is going to cross over to this as well. You're going to get some of them, again, off the nostalgia. They probably grew up watching Disney Plus, and they're going to catch up with Toy Story 5. So that's going to be huge for those. Again, that comes out a week before Supergirl. It's going to dominate at least 2 weeks. Toy Story is.
Minimum.
So it's going to overshadow.
Minions.
Then Minion comes out July 1st, which is the Wednesday before July 4th weekend. So it's going to dominate most of that week, killing anything that Supergirl with that.
going off your point, if theaters have to devote a number of like screening rooms for these films, they like looking at the slate, they know Supergirl is dead on arrival here. Like they're not gonna give they need to make sure they have theaters available for Minions when that comes out, and enough theaters for Toy Story. So you need enough theaters for both. Supergirl be lucky if they had one or two, depending on how big that cinema is.
Yeah, it's business, y'all. That's all this is. I know people take especially when I have Jules on the panel, they take it like, oh, still you're gonna be biased towards. Yeah, no, this is business wise. Yep. The pop from CinemaCon was make sure Toy Story 5 is in as many screens as possible when that comes out the first 2 weeks. That's gonna put Supergirl in the corner. It's opening week. I'm sure there's not going to be many premium screens at all for Supergirl. I know there ain't going to be no IMAX. I don't think.
It doesn't need any IMAX theaters. Let's be real.
Yeah, you don't need that. You don't have the money to push that like that. And then on top of that, after Supergirl's first week, you got Minions. So I need more screenings. I still need Toy Story 5. See, again, we're talking about business, y'all.
Yep.
Toy Story 5 has to have like a run of 45 days at least.
Yep.
So you need as many screens as possible for that. Okay, we'll get Supergirl a couple, second week. Then Minions is coming in. I need Toy Story, Minions every other hour in my theater if I own a theater.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen, right? That's what's going to happen because Toy Story 5 is going to have legs. It's going to have legs for a good month. So Supergirl is buried. And I don't understand why they chose this block for DC.
They should have moved this to the fall, bro. Like, I don't understand. Like, who's making? I guess Gunn and Safran are making the decisions, but gee, this is bad business. You could have easily moved it to the fall. You could have moved it to come out before Michael. Like, look at what Michael is doing right now. Doesn't have as much competition until next week. You could have had it. You could have had it come out earlier this month. You could have it come out in September. Like, no, they wanted to put it in the summer for whatever reason between all these behemoth brands.
You're right, though. This should have been like an early March or late March, early April.
Well, there's nothing there.
Like if you're saying, okay, Project Hail Mary came out last month. Again, no one knew that was going to pop off.
No, and they put it back in the theater because there was nothing else.
Exactly with that thing. When did Project Hail Mary? Hold on, let me check that out real quick. Project Hail Mary came out. I know it was March. Yeah, late March. So Supergirl should have came out early March.
Yeah,
and just get what you can get.
Yeah, it would have made way more money than if like now in the summer between these movies, you're lucky if you get 200, 250. You're lucky.
Yeah. I'm at the point like because the number I was given in December, 300. They knew this from December. Yeah, 300 like Black Adam territory. 375 was the number I was told.
I was saying Shazam territory. Like they'd be lucky to make that.
This will be lucky to get over 200 at this point because when you compare this to comparisons, Marvel had or MCU had the Marvels that made 200 million,
right? And that was a bomb.
So I'm looking at Supergirl like, okay, you don't have the same whatever buzz you thought you got from Superman 2025 is not carrying over to this film. Even the shields aren't glazing. I don't know if y'all look at whatever shields y'all follow out there. They're not glazing Supergirl at all.
Nope. And not even from like a gross, like perverted standpoint. Like normally when they have a superhero that's a female, they'll be like, oh, she's so hot or whatever. You don't even see that. Like it's again, just complete indifference from all sides. Yeah.
But it's like, I'm not going to say that with that, but it's like, yeah, that's a real thing where it's like, we're not, this isn't like Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider, right? Like, oh, she's hot. Like, let's go watch it. Right. Yeah, as far as the male audience, like, oh, let's see what you get. Like Supergirl is like, it's a Gen Z approach. So this is what I was told, just to make clear to people. Supergirl, this was Gunn's angle to actually go for the Gen Z audience. Now, why do they say that? Because again, you got this girl power thing. Again, I'm not talking about the real feminism. There's real, feminists out there. Like Jules is one of them, where it's like, we're talking about really like, fairness, that's a real conversation. We're like talking about equality. Exactly. We're talking about with this weird angle, this toxic feminism where we don't need a man at all. in our life, and we could do it all ourselves. And hey, women have different tools that men doesn't have, and I encourage all women to use whatever you
and
have.
vice versa.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's like Gunn is going anti to that, saying, "Oh, this is his whole almost progressive," and I hate to say that term, but that's what we're going with this. And then also too, according to Gen Z, just polling, they don't like to see relationships in films. I don't know if y'all realize that there's a real stat out there. Gen Z, for whatever reason, they're still growing up. Okay, Gen Z still growing up. We'll see what they become, but they don't like to see relationships. So you have a woman lead. She don't need no man, right? She has all the power. So that's supposed to get Gen Z. It's not landing. It's not landing for this film. Gen Z showing up for Michael Jackson right now, right? You don't see the pop for Supergirl. That's just where we're at, man. With that overall, so I always bring up this image because I'm trying to just drive it home that, man, DC is in a weird place market wise. When you have this big CinemaCon panel, Jules, and you're saying, man, tomorrow we're about to go start filming tomorrow. James Gunn, they was all in the camera, all in the videos, saying like this is gonna be hype, and no one cared. And then Supergirl had a big rollout. You brought out Jason Momoa on a motorcycle at CinemaCon. No one cared. No one cared about Supergirl. The most pop was this Clayface low budget trailer. That doesn't feel well for the rest of the DCU overall. If this is what's popping, Gunn didn't write it at all. He didn't direct Clayface at all. That's not a good look. Not a good look overall. So that's
the one thing that people actually gravitate towards is anti-gun.
Not good. Not good for TV. So let's catch up with the chat real quick. We got one more DC. If y'all liked our DCU coverage today so far, we got another topic for DCU in just a moment here.
Getting DCU fatigue.
DCU fatigue is where we're kind of at. Again, yeah, Toy Story is going to pop. That was a big pop from CinemaCon. Dune 3. I was underestimating Dune. That
Why would you underestimate Dune?
I mean, I like part 1 of Dune. Part 2, I was like, it's all right.
It's not as good as the first.
Right. Yeah, I like the first one much better. I like the first. The first one had Oscar Isaac, Momoa. Like it had a full cast. What's your guy who played Cable? I forget his name real quick. Who?
Oh, what's his name?
I know it's who played Thanos? I got him right here. He's not your guy? He's not your guy? Who played that?
He was
Brolin, right? Brolin, right?
Oh, Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Josh Brolin. Yeah. The first Doom was great. It was loaded. That first film was loaded. And like I love that first film. Part 2, it tried to rely on Chalamet and Zendaya, and y'all know how I feel about Zendaya. I'm not the biggest fan of Zendaya. And so they didn't land for me, part 2, as much as the rest of the crowd. So I didn't know part 3, like what we're really getting. But they showed the first like 17 minutes at CinemaCon, and they said like they were eating up Dune, like almost Avengers, almost like Avengers level. So
that's the final of the final movie too, right?
Yeah, the Messiah film. Well, they could still. I'm not big on their books, but I think they can do spinoff stories or something after this third film. But what's telling, Jules, is that on that Warner Brothers panel, they started off. You had Tom Cruise. He has a film with Warner Brothers, a Digger. It's like a quirky. Tom Cruise trying to try something kind of different with this next one, but it had a good response to the footage. It started off with Digger. It buried DC in the middle of the panel, and it ended with Dune, Showstopper Dune.
Yeah.
Right? You compare this to Disney. Disney, again, you start off with like Toy Story, like a great pop. You give us some Star Wars in the middle. You bury Star Wars because Mando Grogu may not be $1 billion film. Then you end with Avengers. That's what's telling you what these studios are. They know what's hot.
Yep.
They know DC is buried in the middle. Dune is the biggest thing Warner Bros. Is coming out this year.
Like, you
Right?
don't need any more indication that the DCU is a failure. Like, we just keep getting it over and over and over again, and the shows refuse to accept it. And just like, again, like, how do you bury, if it was such a big tent pole for the studio, that would have been the highlight. That would have been at the end. That would have been the blockbuster announcement. But no, they bury in between all the other announcements, and they quietly just put out these projects.
Yeah, Josh Brolin, I got you.
Okay. Josh Brolin.
My bad. When I'm live, my brain, like, that's why I have Jules here. My brain leaves me half the time.
I'm getting older. All the names are just leaving my brain. I got to make room for other stuff, more important stuff.
Don't play on Dune 2 or Dune period. Laughing but serious. No, Dune, the part 1 Dune is great.
Part 1 was perfect.
I love that film. Dune 2, like I said, it was too much Zendaya for me. I'm gonna be honest.
Now that you say, like Dune 2, now as I think back, I only watched it once. I watched Dune 1 multiple times. But Dune 2 was like, all right, I watched them, like, all right, I'm a little like, it didn't live up to Dune 1, which was like great. That's like Star Wars level, like, type of excitement with Dune 1.
Right.
Like, if it first came out back then. But with Dune 2, like, Zendaya took me out of it a lot. Like, it was too much of her.
I know a lot of people like Javier Bardem. He's great. He's great.
No, he's a great actor.
He's great in part 2.
He's not
he was a supporting role. He didn't, he wasn't doing any heavy lifting.
Yeah, the story was like a little bit slow. And again, I didn't read the books, but apparently Zendaya's character, like, they basically just chose Zendaya. Like, she does not fit the character that's in the books. Like, looks wise, personality wise.
Vegas, man. I respectfully disagree with y'all on Dune 2.
It was okay. It wasn't as good. It was still a good film. It just wasn't as good as the first one.
That's all we're saying. Dune 2 is a solid. I think Timothée Chalamet had a solid performance in part 2. Part 1 was much better, because even the Austin Butler character, I thought they was going to kind of go a better direction with him, but it's all good. It's all good.
I forgot he was in it.
Yeah. I think he shot more footage. They didn't use all of it. That's what I'm feeling.
They should probably use more of him and less Zendaya.
I like this character. Yeah, less Zendaya. That's not my point. It's too much Zendaya. It's just too much of her. My Superman 78 says DCU coverage at this point is just pure comedy. That's what I'm kind of feeling because Gunn has treated the IP like his personal roll of toilet paper. Oh my goodness. That's wild. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. Only seen the first film. We're talking about Dune. Wasn't interested after that. No,
that's great.
Well, if you don't like part 1, you're not going to like part 2.
Yeah,
I guarantee you. Guarantee you. On that.
Part 1 was amazing. I mean, it was a slow build-up in part 1, but once you got to that climax, it was like, holy shit! Amazing. It was
Dune.
Perfect though.
That first Dune. Perfect. I mean, if you got a big screen, like, just throw it. If you got some sound systems, that
was a movie to see.
Live in it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
If it were to come out, because I didn't see it in theater, I streamed it. If it were to come back out in theaters now, I would go see it.
Oh, for sure. If they re-release Dune, the part 1, like an IMAX, oh man, that's so worth it. And again, Dune 2 has some good visuals. It just like you were saying, Jules, it was just a slow story. It was and again, too much Zendaya. I'm sorry. I'm not buying into her as a theatrical star. I'm not.
No, she's not. I don't think she's had any films that she's starred in where, like, she made a buck, like a bunch of money. She was always a supporting. Yeah.
Only her streaming show.
It's just Euphoria.
Euphoria, yeah.
And Euphoria is popular, an Emmy. Yeah. She's not.
She got Emmys for that,
yeah, and Euphoria is not just her character. It was all the other characters.
That's ensemble. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Now, she was good. That first season of Euphoria, I will defend that. That first season of Euphoria, she was peak.
Yeah.
She was perfect for that character.
Right.
It just, every season is like more, okay, you're still a drug addict. Okay, you're still like a crappy person.
Where's your character growth?
Yeah, it's no growth. Exactly. And I'm hearing this new season.
The first season of Euphoria was definitely like the Zendaya show. But then season 2 became like everyone else took over the show. And they made that season amazing.
They pushed too much Sydney Sweeney in part. I mean, I know.
Well, that's what made Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney wouldn't have become a household name if it wasn't for that season.
I mean, yes, I'll just agree and move on from that. my thing.
I mean, I didn't know Sydney Sweeney until Euphoria is my point. After that is when she blew up.
No, second season they really pushed her. They really pushed Sydney Sweeney. The second season, she got a lot more notoriety. And again, hey, use what you got. Like I'm not hating. I'm not hating on that at all. I mean, we love that. We love when you use what you got. But yeah, this new season,
I only saw the first episode.
It's more of the same. I haven't even watched it yet, but it's more of the same. Again, it's no.
You haven't watched it, but you're still saying it's more of the same.
No, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing from reviews.
Listen, the tone is going to be similar, obviously.
You got kind of mad right there. What was that? You ain't watch it yet?
I only saw the first season, and I mean the first episode, and so far it's decent. I mean, you have to see more. It's still too early to make it.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. That's why I encourage whoever, use what you got. Like, do your thing. Like. She was
an excellent actress. Like the same way Zendaya did an amazing job with her performance in season 1, Sydney Sweeney with her performance in season 2 was excellent, regardless of the sexual undertones or whatever. But like she and all the emotions, like all the crying and all that, like she was conflicted. She was conflicted, and her character was conflicted. And she did a great job showing that.
And I will say though, and this is just my opinion. I'm not big on Sydney Sweeney like performance really, but she does play well off of a Jacob Elordi.
Yeah,
I think that's a great
chemistry.
That is a great pair up that they get. And
Jacob Elordi is also an amazing actor in his own right too.
Yeah, he's blowing up. He's blowing. They almost want to make him James Bond. I don't know if they're not going to go all the way with that, but
we don't need an Italian James Bond. I like Jacob Elordi a lot, but we don't need an Italian James Bond. The dude needs to be English. Like, let's stop.
Yeah, Bond as the character is written, like stop playing. Right? Let's stick to the character that's written, James Bond. If
just
you
stick to the book. He's supposed to be a British white man.
Right.
Doing his thing.
Just do that. We don't got it because I knew a lot of people was like Idris Elba. Yeah, he could play Black Bond. I'm like, I mean that would be cool, but you're bringing more, like you're overshadowing the character with the whole race swapping thing. Like, you're overshadowing it. Now,
how about that Indian guy that I see him in like every commercial now that he was in that Marvel movie that he bulked up for. I can't remember his name.
I know what you're talking about.
Let's make him James Bond. There's a lot of Pakistanis in the UK now. So, like, what are we doing? Like, stop.
Yeah, it's like, no, like, let's not overshadow the role. That's what these swappings does, right? And I think me and Jules been really consistent. Like, we're not a fan of that. Like, if you want Idris Elba to be a spy, just make a new character and do a Idris Elba. It will make money. If you make, he's cool as hell. Like, make an Idris Elba spy film. You don't gotta make him James Bond. We don't need that.
Elba could basically do anything.
We don't need no handouts, a tokenism. We don't need that.
Exactly. Just swapping. Read the room. That shit's done. It's dead. It's over. Like, stop re-swapping.
Yeah. We don't need all that. So again, it distracts from the character. But anyway. That's moving on. That's our take on that. Let's get to more DCU pain. No, not pain. But Man of Tomorrow. James Gunn, again, as we alluded to, they are starting to film Man of Tomorrow, Jules, and you haven't been here for a week, Jules. We gotta catch you up. We gotta get the raw. So they're back. They're in production right now. They started filming at a prison facility in Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
and the inmates were in lockdown all day because Gunn wanted to use their facility. So it was worser terms for inmates. We're not gonna talk about that. But I'm just saying, like Gunn.
Now he got the inmates hating his ass too.
He's ticked off DC fans, film fans. Now inmates hate James Gunn because they can't get their commissary when he's in the facility. Like Gunn, come on now, man.
They can't even go outside and get fresh air.
but Gunn, he dropped a little picture of a chessboard that alluding to the whole Lex Luthor, chess angle, whatever. Like I would say, most general audience people, Jules, we're gonna take this in pieces here. Most general audience people, what's gonna draw you to Man of Tomorrow is not gonna be Lex Luthor in prison. That's not what's gonna draw people.
No.
To this film. I'm just saying, like,
and
Superman
David Florence.
Superman 2025, David Cornsweet, he built up some kind of audience, right? The brand of Superman helped. And you got 619 million, and you try to add 20 more million for some reason, but they took that back out. You didn't get the extra 20. 619
didn't pass the audit
overall. But what really stood out to people, because there's a lot of people talk about, oh, what is Gunn alluding to with the chess piece and stuff like that? I promise y'all this, Gunn doesn't take anything from the page, panel to screen. Gunn does not do that.
Contrary to popular belief.
Exactly. He had people fake reading comic books through all the production of Superman 2025, and they didn't use nothing from All-Star Superman. You Gunn guzzlers. I hate y'all for this, that y'all act like James Gunn is this comic book purist. I'm doing All-Star Superman. If those that saw Superman 2025, no, Jules don't know that. All of us that saw that film,
I don't want to know.
He didn't use anything from All-Star Superman. So what was all the fuss about? That this is from the comics and this is Silver Age Superman? He allegedly lied, Jules. He didn't use nothing from the comics.
Oh my God, Gunn lied? Impossible.
But that's one argument right there as well. Again, so when he does that chessboard thing, I'm not expecting anything. People's like, oh, Gunn's going to do this scene from the comics. He's not, yo. Okay,
no, even the checkerboard thing looks like shit because, and like you can't rely on it when it comes to anything visually because, like, or when I see a red and black checkerboard, I'm thinking about checkers. I'm not thinking about chess. Now, if I want to think about chess, the traditional classic colors are black and white. Like, you got to get with it. Like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, why are there chess pieces on the checkerboard? Like, that's whatever. Like, it's just
that's wild.
I can't wait for this shit to go.
Man of Tears is wild.
Man of Tears is great. That's a great one.
That is wild right there. But yeah, he ain't used nothing. He ain't used nothing from All-Star Superman. So all you purists out there, like, I'm calling y'all BS, man.
Oh, the bots that don't have arms and legs to buy tickets and go to the theaters.
Like, oh, Gunn respects the comics. Zack Snyder respected Dark Knight Returns, giving you that moment with Batfleck with the lightning strike.
No one can say that Zack Snyder does not follow the comics. No director in this world has followed the comics closer than Zack Snyder. You go back to 300, Watchmen, Man of Steel, and BBS, and Justice League. Like, all of them.
All those is 300 and Watchmen are both graphic novels. Zack Snyder,
like, panel to picture, almost every frame.
Yeah. So that's how you do it, right? And then Zack Snyder gave you Death of Superman. He gave that to you in the live action as well too. So that's what Zack does. He's a visual director. James Gunn is not a visual director, y'all.
He shouldn't even be directing. He needs to stay on TV or stay writing somewhere. But like, this is not. He's playing it in a big sandbox that he doesn't belong in. Like, you don't belong there. This is not your room.
Yeah. So that whole argument again, oh, Gunn is comic book accurate, like throwing it out the window. That's not what he does. That's not what James Gunn does. And I'm not expecting anything. And we'll get into what really people are talking about with that drop in just a moment here on Man of Tomorrow. But we got Carlos says all that reading for nothing. Yeah, they're this fake reading comic books. Like, why everybody have comic books? Y'all use nothing from All-Star Superman, for all seasons.
No, that's like the running joke of LeBron, where every time you see him reading a book, he's on the first page.
Exactly. It's like, get out of here with these comics, man. Y'all ain't using nothing from that, man. And it was like, oh, we're going to use elements from this. That was his own version of Superman. It was a pouty Gen Z version of Superman. That's what James Gunn gave y'all. I'm just saying, I've never seen Superman be that emotional. Never.
No.
Now, some of the scenes, I like some of the scenes with Clark and Lois. I thought that actually worked okay. But don't claim that's from the comics. That's my point. Don't claim that's from the comics because it's not. That was your own version. So
he would never treat Lois like that. He would never raise his voice like that to her, like in a heated exchange over some simple practice interview questions. Like, get real.
He's about to heat vision her,
right?
In that situation. So
like,
it's
where's
like
Superman's supposed to have great intelligence, but where's his emotional intelligence? It's all wrapped into one. You can't pick one or the other. He's a super being in every sense of the word, and that's
exactly
by God. So his shows.
Exactly. And so my thing though, I'm not even hating that Gunn did his own version. don't be coming back and crapping on Zack Snyder doing his version when he was actually pulling from the comics, from Earth 1 Superman, from, again, Dark Knight Returns, from Death of Superman. That's what that's what Zack Snyder was pulling from. So again, keep that same energy, because Gunn did something that was not in the comics at all. So I'm just saying. So I digress on that.
Including that stupid kaiju.
I try to get through this without saying the kaiju. I tried. Jules knew she was gonna pull that out on me, but it hurt. That hurts. But the kaiju wasn't even in the comics, right? That's what's crazy about this. It's like,
and that was what Sil was looking forward to the most, something that was not in the comics.
And I was still disappointed.
Couldn't even
by
hit that.
Man, and I knew, like, I'm serious. Like, I was in the theaters. I got the early Amazon screening, so I was there like Tuesday. I watched that opening week. I was there early, and so I watched the Tuesday screening. And we got, the first couple minutes of the film, Superman gets beat up immediately. I'm like, okay, that's kind of, I wasn't expecting that. Coming to see Superman get beat up. It did.
Not so Superman.
Then the kaiju, you had the Clark and Lois moment in Daily Planet. I was like, okay, that's cute. And then you had the kaiju moment. This is like in 15 minutes of the film. I'm like, oh man, like, I'm not really feeling this. Like, this ain't what I signed up for. I thought
that's pretty quick. 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes. Yeah. 15 minutes in the film. I was like, man, this ain't really okay. Let's see what we got. Mr. Terrific's okay. He's okay. All right.
No waste of money. This whole thing was a waste of money. This whole universe with time, money, and effort.
So as Carlos said here, all that reading for nothing, probably be crypto and Lex playing checkers. Oh man, Carlos has been killing it with the comments and super chats. One time, not crypto and Lex playing chess. That's wild. That's wild. Checkers. That's wild. Overall, we'll see. But the main thing, Jules, that people took from that teaser, it wasn't the chessboard, checkers board, whatever it is. That's debatable at this point. It's this symbol. It's the symbol of Superman. So
the general audience is going to be so confused.
I know you're excited, Jules. This was on like a slate or like a clapboard.
It's like Superman bought a fintech company.
You got Superman. So okay, you got Superman. All right. So the first film, Superman 2025, right? You had the Superman symbol. Because I thought that was enough to sell the film, right? I thought it was very clear as the international symbol. Superman, Jesus symbol. That's really Batman symbol, Spider-Man symbol, right? Those like top 3-5 symbols, right? You could sell a film just using the Superman symbol. Now it came out, Jules, and my theory is that there's a Superman ceiling in the box office. What I mean by that is that Man of Steel 2013 came out again. It did everything everyone wanted Superman Returns to be, right? Brandon Routh's Superman Returns had no action at all. And Zack Snyder brought the action and the Krypton sequence, everything. So 670 box office. Warner Brothers was like, we want to take this to the next level. I know, Zach, you want to do Brainiac next. Let's add Batman, right? Let's add Batman to the Superman symbol.
Oh, the glory days.
And Zach was like, I could freak it, right? I could. We can make, this is the greatest.
Well,
CDM
that's straight from
ever.
the comics. This symbol is this combination is straight from the comics.
Right. But the point is adding Batman to a Superman film, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is going to take it to the next level, box office wise, right? Not saying Man of Steel 670 was a bad number. They made a profit. We talked about this before. They jokered the situation where they split profits with 3 other producers. Warner Brothers dropped the ball. They could have made more money personally from the film. But they got Man of Steel 670. How do we go to the next level? More Superman or add Batman, right? Obviously, BVS 870 box office. Crazy numbers after with digital, physical media. You made the money. You made over 200 million profits in theatrical alone. with that. So that's how you sell Superman to the next level. It's not this, Jules. It's not adding some orbs to who knows what this. Only hardcores know.
Only hardcore fans. Yep.
The general audience, they know. They know. Oh, Batman. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
ticket is bought instantly, right? With this, what are we selling, Jules? What does this tell you?
I mean, where did they even get the idea to do this? First of all, they actually weld this thing too. Like, that's how serious they are about the shit. Like, they wasted. Mm-hmm. Does this actually show up in the movie? Like, this little device, whatever this is supposed to be?
This may be on the poster, is what we're speculating.
No, but this is like a physical. Like, this is not CGI. This is like a physical.
No, this was on the slate. It was like a. I don't have the original on the photo. I'll pull it up in a second. Yeah,
like they took a picture of this emblem that looks real. Like they 3D printed it or something.
Yeah, they took it from an image, and so people are again speculating that this will be the poster. It'll be Man of Tomorrow. There's Superman and like some other stuff floating around it.
And then at the same time, like, I didn't read obviously every Superman comic, but does Brainiac always use these 3 orbs? I don't think he always does. I think it depends on the interpretation, right? Like, because I know there's different forms of Brainiac.
It's like on his head. So this is the original image. You got the chessboard. Yeah, and then you got this image right there.
Yeah, so they actually printed it out. Like, that's like an actual like emblem or something.
So people are thinking, again, they're going to use this in marketing. That's what a lot of people are speculating with that, right? You don't go through all that trouble to create a symbol. So it's like, okay, you're Superman 2025, 619 in the box office. You're doing a sequel. You want to make it bigger, again, because again, I understand why Warner Brothers wanted to add Batman after Man of Steel. I get it. Right. And again, Zack did his thing. It's the greatest.
They've been wanting a team up movie for like a decade at that point.
Exactly. And DC has wanted Brainiac for the longest as well, too. So I think, the gun, picked up on that instantly to take that idea that's supposed to be Man of Steel, too. But
the funny thing. Yeah. The funny thing is that there was absolutely no hype when they announced that they casted Brainiac. Right. So we already know the general audience does not care. Right. Yeah. Or even like the fandom, because the fandom.
Do they know? I'm going a step further. Do they?
Yeah. Do they know? They probably don't. But at the same time, you can ask the question. So if they don't care about the casting choice, right, and then if they do know, and they'll probably don't even know the character. Do they know how would they recognize this symbol being Brainiac?
Exactly. That's the point, right? Because again, with this here, you know what this is. Oh, Batman, Superman. Okay. Like, again, let's go, right? And the numbers show this film made a lot of money, right? This here, how are you selling this? Again, I always think from the marketing standpoint, Jules, is like, how am I going to tell the general audience this is Brainiac? Like, and will they care?
They will not know immediately this is Brainiac. They didn't care that Brainiac got casted. They didn't care. I mean, Brainiac, unless you grew up watching the cartoons or reading the comic books in some capacity, the general audience does not know Brainiac because they've never had a movie with him before. So this is basically his debut to the public. And this is what they're getting. They don't know what the hell this shit is, and it's going to be hilarious.
Is crazy. I mean, again, it's going to be. I think it's going to be repeat business. I think they can get $600 million again just based off Superman.
I don't think so.
So you think it's going to tank? Like, you think it's going to?
They only got to 6. It only got to 6 because it was the first movie people were hyping it up. The shows were hyping it up. They had that whole social media campaign going on too, where like all the bots were hyping it up, making people want to go see it. Again, but now that everybody actually watched it and some time has passed, they go back and they think about it like, oh, that movie was pretty mid. Like they can kill that, right? Like they don't care. I don't. And Brainiac is obviously not getting people excited. Like there's no hype at all. There was way more hype when Corn Sweat was casted, when they casted Lex Luthor and all of them. You're not getting that same hype for the sequel. So how are you gonna expect to make the same kind of money? This is gonna make less money than the first one.
That's an interesting take right there, Jules, and that's what I expect from you. Interesting take. So it's like, to get that's wild. That'll be wild if it gets less than 600 million. Then you got a sinking IP.
You do, and not to cut you off, but if they announce that another slate coming or something else entirely after the Paramount acquisition. Same thing they did with the DCEU. This is going to be like, all right, well, something new is coming, so why am I going to spend my money and time watching this?
That could be the effect of this, is that if we know something new is coming before Man of Tomorrow comes out, more people may do what they did with The Flash, with Aquaman 2, with Blue Beetle. Like, oh, we ain't got to watch this. Like, it's over. Shazam 2, they was like, we ain't watching this.
Why
You're
bother?
rebooting.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen here. You know, this, again, this is one of the worst marketing images I've ever seen. People think I'm being hyperbolic when I say this.
Who made this decision?
I can't sell this, man.
All the decisions that they've been making with this whole universe have just been wrong. Like, they all fall flat.
This isn't a. I know you got some people again. You got the gun guzzlers. It's like, oh, it's such a cool symbol and stuff like that. I'm sorry, bro. You're in your insulated bubble.
Those are bots. They don't actually exist. That's just, again, the same bots that they used to sabotage movies and with Rotten Tomatoes. They're online just talking shit, like just automatically.
Allegedly. So it is what it is, though, right? It's like the hype, like you mentioned with Brainiac. That's one of my most depressing videos I did as a DC fan.
Yeah.
All these years, knowing DC wanted to do live action Brainiac, the fact that Zack Snyder wanted to do live action Brainiac, and then DeLuca and Abney wanted to do Man of Steel 2 with Brainiac. But now it falls to James Gunn. And I do, and Jules, you was with me when we did the reaction.
We were both.
It was just empty. It was just an empty feeling. You know, that was like the beginning of my turn from just saying,
I don't even think it was
trending.
I don't even think it was trending on social media either. Like literally, like
I don't recall.
Crickets. Nobody cared.
Yeah,
and this is like his, outside of Lex, this is Superman's greatest villain.
Yeah. This is supposed to be like really a trilogy type villain, really, but you can move it up to the sequel. It's all good. He's that big of a villain, right? And so as a DC Comics fan growing up with the Batman cups, you know, and stuff like that, like I want Brainiac to be great. Like it's fun making fun of Gunn, right? I enjoy making fun of Gunn being goofy, but it sucks because he's co-head of DC Studios. And DC is a joke when he comes out with stuff like this, right? And like on one hand, it's like I'm having fun making fun of him, but then I'm like empty inside, Jules. Like it's a real
that's literally how, if you're a fan of these, that's how you feel. That's how I feel. I mean, we were both super depressed on that stream, and the one thing that just kept coming to my mind is just like, this is the first time we're ever gonna get Brainiac on the big screen, and we're leaving it to Gunn. The one director that probably lacks the most vision. His films have no cinematography quality to them at all. And he's going to be the one to bring this character to life for the first time ever on the big screen. Like, it's how crazy. Did it come to this?
I mean, since the 90s, I was told DC wanted to have live action Doomsday. Zack Snyder gave it to him in 2016, right? And Brainiac. And Zack was going to do that, you know, if they let him do Man of Steel 2 earlier. So it's like they've been waiting for these live action moments, and it's like you lead us to Gunn. You see what Gunn just did with the Justice Gang,
right?
Like, what are we like? Come on, man, Brainiac.
Are you ready to see Brainiac in a purple leather jacket and green pants?
That purple jacket, I swear, if
that's what we're getting.
I'm gonna boycott this film.
Bookmark this.
Purple jacket.
Purple jacket.
You better use some AI or something, man.
His head. That symbol is gonna be on his forehead.
I swear, if Brainiac has a purple jacket, I'm boycotting Man of Tomorrow. I'm gonna openly boycott this.
I'm gonna wait. If you better boycott, if it's true, if he comes out with a purple jacket.
If he's dressed like the Justice Gang, Jules, it's over. Yeah. No,
everybody's dressed the same. Why would you expect anything different?
Oh my goodness, man! I'm instantly upset at that premise.
Just think of
overall,
that magenta jacket. He's gonna have it on.
I swear, Jules. We got Carlos with the super chat. I'm upset, y'all. I'm upset. That's just that.
Sorry for making it even worse for you, but
oh my goodness. He says I'm probably the biggest Superman fan. You know, this logo disappoints me. It's super lazy. pun intended, is one thing I really appreciated with Smallville. They created their own symbols and writings. Yeah, Smallville, but they had that Kryptonian language, and they brought the late great Christopher Reeves in a couple episodes, right? With that, and it was respect to the lore, Jules. That's the difference here, right?
And that's been the difference with. That's been the difference with Gunn this whole time. Everybody wanted to act like he was going to respect the source material when he's actually done the exact opposite. Like, this man couldn't go more against the source material if he tried.
This is it's underwhelming. It's lazy, like you said, it's super lazy, and this is not how you sell Superman. Again, I know you want to level him up with Batman. That's great, and this is really my conclusion, Jules, is that Gunn, I always say after Superman 2025, Gunn, you got to do your BVS. He should have just put Batman in this film. I'm not saying it's going to be successful or whatever. Like, it was a sinking ship, whatever. You should have threw everything in this Man of Tomorrow film. Batman, Wonder Woman, everything. Copy Zack Snyder as much as possible because your contract's up.
Yeah, I mean, he's been trying to copy bits and pieces of what he was doing with Superman anyway with Man of Steel. So they probably didn't want to go that route. And I also think it's a lot of the studio too, because of the acquisition happening. Yeah. They knew after the failure that was Superman, because let's be honest, they didn't make the money that they wanted to. It's a failure. We already know that it was an abject failure. CinemaCon is a perfect example of this. Ted Sarandos saying that it was a failure like this. You can't refute it. It's a fucking failure. Sorry. The F.
Love it.
Let me lose my train of thought. But so anyway, I think the studio saw like the writing was on the wall. He's on his way out, so they didn't want to take any chances. That's why we're not getting Wonder Woman. We're not getting Batman. Like, they're doing the bare minimum, just getting this movie out, just to have something on the slate for next year, and that's it. Let Paramount take over and do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, this is lazy, y'all. Again, I know people, the guzzlers. It's like, Superman and Brainiac. That's cool, idiot, for 1,000 of y'all on Twitter. But we want millions for this film. The general audience doesn't have no idea what this is.
Well, let me say
Brainiac
this.
symbol.
Let me say this. You shouldn't, if you have a Brainiac versus Superman movie, you shouldn't need the Justice League there. This should be purely a Superman film. But it's just the fact that what we got last year with Superman 25 was so underwhelming that people feel like they want a Batman, they want Wonder Woman, because they need a pick-me-up, because they're so disappointed. But when it comes to Superman and Brainiac, that is the quintessential one-on-one movie. I don't want to see Batman anywhere near Brainiac. I want this to be purely about Krypton, their origin, what Brainiac did, Kandor, all that stuff. This is purely a Superman movie. I don't need to see any supporting characters.
That's a whole nother layer right there, right, Jules? Is that this is supposed to be a Superman sequel, though Gunn is being like, fudgy with his language, saying, "Oh, it's not technically a sequel." Whatever, Gunn. But this is your sequel. You're bringing Brainiac. Like, what is what's the Justice Gang gonna do? What's Hawkgirl gonna do against Brainiac?
Right?
Are we serious out here? I get Guy Gardner. Okay, Lanterns can fight. You got Jon Stewart supposed to come, so I get that. You have Superman and the Lanterns versus Brainiac. Okay, I got you. Drop this whole Justice Gang thing, man. This ain't hot, man. This supposed to be straight up Superman versus Brainiac, and you have the gang. Like, this is just failing on multiple lanes.
And people talk so much about him being such a great writer. He's such a great writer. He can't write a pure Superman movie. You need to add all these other characters, because you clearly don't know how to write Superman properly, because you need all these distractions.
Right. Distractions, exactly. Because when we see Man of Steel, that was a quintessential Superman origin story. That's what you got with that. And if we would have got Man of Steel 2, it would have been a quintessential Superman film. It would have had some cameos here or there, but it would have been Superman, right?
Superman movie. Superman versus
gang.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is a joke. Again, people that saying, "Oh, this is great, y'all in your bubble." I'm sorry to break it to you out there. You got some James Gunn fans that watches these streams. This isn't hot. This isn't.
Nobody should be watching a Superman movie or thinking about a Superman movie thinking, "Where's Batman?"
Right.
You already lost the plot at that point.
Yep.
You should never go watch Superman and be like, "Where's Batman? Where's Wonder Woman?" Like, no, this is Superman. You don't need nobody else.
We give you one film, right? We give you a film to establish, like, let's say Man of Steel. We gave Zack Snyder that one. He knocked it out of the park.
And the sequel, he could have done Man of Steel 2 with Brainiac, and it would have probably made 700. It would have made more than Man of Steel.
No, it would have more.
It didn't need to add Batman, but they decided to because obviously studio metal. But they didn't need to.
I get why. Like, I'm with you. I'm with you that Zack Snyder would have cooked with Brainiac, right? Like, no one is confusing that at all. But I get where let's kind of inject this more. You put Batman, in the film. What James Gunn is doing is the anti-version of that. He's saying, let's do more goofy stuff, right? For this overall. So, again, shout out to Carlos real quick. Let's give you a drop real quick. Appreciate it. I think Carlos is saying we just want more canon.
Canon.
I think that's what he was saying. We got a couple more super chats here. By Carlos. This is a Carlos show now. He says, you can't hate on what you don't know. No marketing, straight throwaway announcement. So, yeah, the Man of Tomorrow announcement, that's what I was saying at CinemaCon, where, again, Supergirl, they had the whole rollout Supergirl. Millie Alcock, Jason Momoa came out. It was like, oh, bro. Like, he was broing it up. No, it's like
nobody cared.
It was a lot of indifference, right?
And a big himbo. And that's what I've been saying from the jump. Momoa is not selling this movie. Nobody's going to the theater to see Momoa. You guys all thought I was crazy for saying this, Los, you included, but ain't nobody going to see Jason Momoa to the theater.
The strays. I thought Momoa was going to sell it, but I'm clearly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? What was that? Clearly, but I've been proven wrong. The CinemaCon crowd, again, are theater exhibitors, people that want to sell these films. That's what they're there for. And they were just like, okay, Momoa, okay, bro, like, okay, indifference. The Man of Tomorrow video, like most people said, they shouldn't even send a video. It's like, James Gunn, you're not here. Just don't even say nothing. We don't even hear from you. Come with a film that we could sell. So this wasn't Comic-Con. This was CinemaCon. This was theater exhibitors. What can I sell to the audience? That's why Clayface hit, because they had footage. And it's like, okay, this is a different tone. Right. This isn't Guardians. You know what I'm saying?
It's not goofy.
It's not goofy. So yeah, I'm just saying. So that's as far as what Carlos is saying here. No marketing, straight throwaway announcement that Man of Tomorrow, we're about to start filming tomorrow. What is that going to do for theaters this year or for this year? Like,
they better come with some strong footage, at least some kind of preview trailer, like how they did with Fantastic Four. Remember when they gave us like that? It wasn't actual footage from the movie, but just enough to give you the tone of the movie. They need to do something like that at Comic-Con this year, because honestly, this movie, I'm telling you, is not going to make as much as Superman 2025 unless they come out and blow everybody out the water with the visuals or something, which I highly doubt.
We know they're not. Yeah, we know they're not blowing. We've seen James Gunn's DC, right? See, again, my thing, and people sometimes they don't like my approach to this, but I'm giving them a chance to show what they got, and then once it's solidified what they got, they're like, okay, only did 619. Now I can go all in on this now. Okay, they're less than Man of Steel, right? No pop culture reference, nothing, no imprint from this film to the culture. So it's just another film, right? Now I could pick this all apart, right? So now we know if James Gunn, okay, I'm doing another DC Superman film. We already know what you're going to do, bro. We already know how it's going to look. We know how it's going to feel. Brainiac is they're gonna be friends. My theory, Superman and Brainiac gonna become friends at the end, because because Brainiac's creator is the same, has the same name as Kal-El's mother's name, right? That's what Gunn's gonna do, right? That's what he's gonna
put. Kandor is that little tiny city, right, that they have. And he's gonna make a little tiny baby version of Brainiac, put him in there, and he's gonna put him in the Fortress of Solitude with his little villain museum. That's the ending.
They're gonna be friends, and that's like Super Mario Brothers. So he's gonna copy from Super Mario Brothers when they shrunk Bowser, He's gonna shrink Brainiac. That's what's gonna happen. I'm trying to tell you. Like we know what Gunn's gonna do. We're not, like you said, what if it's like some super visual awesomeness? We're not getting that.
We're not getting that. All of his movies are exactly the same. Copy, paste, cookie cutter, Marvel formula. So why should we expect anything different?
I'm just saying, we got Carlos here saying 10 years of no Superman, just a wish for Batman. That's where we're at, right? Like I feel. Go ahead.
It's terrible. No, I'm a Superman fan, so that's what I'm saying. It's terrible. Like you can't be, having a Superman movie thinking about Batman. It's just no.
Yeah.
That's
no,
wrong.
I think that's gonna be the vibe because again, like I went to Man of Steel 2013. I was like, let's just see what Zack Snyder got with Superman, and I was blown away by the Smallville scenes, everything, right? James Gunn 2025. Let's see what you got. Okay, that's what you got. Okay, you better put Batman in the next film, like that.
Because you need to. You need that pick me up. Man of Steel didn't need nothing. It was perfect the way it was.
I think, like, if just in hindsight, 2013, I think Man of Steel again. Just seeing the action, the Krypton opening sequence, I was like, I want more of this world instantly.
That Krypton opening sequence was a perfect segue to Brainiac. Kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Come on.
For sure. And so it's like, I want to see more of that world. Now with Gunn, we've seen all of his world. He's not going to add any other wrinkle to this. It's going to be a James Gunn DC film. If you saw his Suicide Squad film, if you saw his Peacemaker projects,
if you saw one of his projects, you've seen them all.
That's what we're getting, right? Now, once it comes out, obviously I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna, review it properly, but I'm not expecting nothing. At least he has some mystery box for Superman 2025. Well, hey, maybe it could be epic. I mean, that's just me. I'm naive at times.
Being the optimist.
Behind the scenes, I feel your disgust for me when you say that. But when it was behind the scenes, when I was covering the behind the scenes stuff, summer of 2024, I was like, oh, Gunn, he's got a lot of action sequence in Cleveland. I was about to go in person to Cleveland. I may do it again for Man of Tomorrow. They're going to shoot in Cleveland, not too far here from Louisville. Just to get some I don't know, Gunn may arrest me. I don't know. But it's like, I thought behind the scenes, he was shooting a lot of action sequences. Then when you see Superman 2025, not including Jules, everyone else that saw it, you didn't get a lot of action. Like, he didn't use the stuff I was seeing behind the scenes. We all saw on my second channel who's covering this. He didn't use much of that action stuff at all. So we know what we're getting with Man of Tomorrow. More of the same. Sanitized Brainiac with a purple jacket. Man, you better come on with that, man. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, Gunn.
There's a good chance.
I'm going to be your worst nightmare if that man has a purple jacket.
It's too late to go to redesign now if the cat's out of the bag. If I just spoiled it for everybody, it's too late. They already started filming.
That man has a purple jacket. I'm so done. I'll be so done.
It's gonna be one of those big biker jackets too, just like how Guy Gardner had it.
I'm not just really that really upsets me. I'm laughing, but I'm upset at that premise of a purple jacket Brainiac, bro. Let's move on because I can't keep torturing myself with this stuff with DCU. Y'all know with this weekly show, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Saudi's DC Snyderverse weekly show, that we got to talk about this Paramount deal. We're trying to see it through the finish line. It's confirmed that they are expecting July at the earliest, right? At the earliest, to close the deal. Briefly, Jules. Let's move to the topic here. There was a vote for the WBD shareholders voted whether it's a yay to the Paramount deal, which would have increased all of us shareholders' profits, and then there was no reason not to do that. And then item 2 was, do you agree to Zaz's golden parachute, which really would have ended up being like $850 million when it's all said and done. It says 550, but it would have been $850 million with that. According to the reports, Jules, within 10 minutes of the meeting, The WBD shareholders voted yes for the Paramount merger. We want the value. It is no-brainer. But no to Zaslav getting his golden parachute and his other execs, about 5 of them. Though it's built into option 1 or item 1 that they would get their money. This was a symbolic rebuke, according to reports, that the shareholders was not vibing with Zaz of how he handled this sale, how he tried to push Netflix onto people, which is a lesser value package, which would only benefit Zazav than the shareholders. Just your response to all that.
2 parts, I guess. I'm glad the shareholders all came to their senses and said yes. Though it seems like the whole Netflix deal being the better deal turned out to be a bunch of baloney, and the shareholders actually do that from the get-go. So I'm glad we were able to get through that, and the shareholders are going to be done right when they have this acquisition go through. Second of all, I'm glad they went no. There is no reason why that golden parachute should be in effect. Like, he's already making hundreds of millions of dollars on the acquisition. He does not need to make an extra $500 million on top of that, just because. Like, what, as severance, I think that's what you said? Like, that's crazy. So the shareholders had 2 votes to make, and they were the right decisions on both sides.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I think, and again, the item 2, I went live the day of that meeting because I got the emails. I was telling y'all about this like a month ago. We was expecting the meeting to vote this month, and I was like, item 1, yes, we all got to vote yes to this Paramount deal. Stop playing. Item 2 is inconsequential technically, but if we want to be petty and say no, this was your chance to kind of say, Zaza, we don't agree with how you were rolling, bro. Nearly 90% of the shareholders, Jules, voted no to Zaza, meaning, again, we saw how he was pushing Netflix, a lesser value package. That's why David Ellison was going this hostile bid, because he's like, Zaza's cheating y'all. And we didn't really realize it in real time, right, Jules? Like, we was kind of like, David, what are you, Ellison, what are you doing? Yeah. But he really was like, yeah, he was going at it like, I'm going to go straight to the shareholders. Because, again, people say, okay, why, if Zazav didn't want to sell, why did he sell? Because you can't legally hide value from your shareholders. If someone is offering something more, that's why the vote was there. You got to consider someone paying more than Netflix. I wonder, Jules, if that Netflix vote would have came. I was talking to some shareholders. I'm like, there wasn't too many in my email chain, but a lot of them was like, they were saying no to Netflix months ago. You know, so I just would have wondered how that would have happened. But let's deal with reality. Netflix is out of here. So Paramount, this was the best value, and then the shareholders almost unanimously was like, Zazav, we know you were playing games with us in our face, with this vote. And I think this means they want that new leadership, and we'll get more into that. But Zazav is out. He never had 100% support the entire time. After he got into the building, Zazav never really won the trust of everyone. You have some people like when he shelved Batgirl, though it was kind of looking trash, but it's, again, you had the ramifications of some of his early ideas. The Coyote versus Acme situation where they went to another studio. Exactly. So it's like he made unpopular choices. He was trying to repay the debt, right? He realized Warner Media, AT&T left him with more debt than he realized. He thought it was $30 billion. It ended up being $50 billion. And so that's why he went cheap with DC. Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, we'll give Superman a little money. Supergirl, we're not going to give you too much, allegedly, with that. So Zazav's legacy is what was voted on with that. And again, the shareholders said no. It was like
the vote of
down.
No comment. Yep. And not only that, remember when he first came aboard, there was a lot of talk of people wondering if he's the right man for the job, because most of his career was made based off of reality TV. So how would that translate to cinema and scripted
Good
television,
point.
which now we do see he's made a lot of bad decisions in that realm. So it looks like people that have had those concerns from the beginning were actually right on the money.
It's funny because that morning, it was Thursday morning, I did my coffee talk, which was, I'll be back Thursday's coffee talk, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wake up. Appreciate the support that day. That was really great support that day. But we talked about, Zazev and, what we really like. 'Cause I was telling everyone my votes, Jules, like live. I was like, yeah, I voted yes, obviously, to the deal. And I'm voting no to item 2. And I'm probably being petty. That's what I was saying live. I was like, I'm probably being petty. I'm sure there'll be more people being petty. I didn't realize, Jules, like 90% of us was going to be like, no, again, that no confidence. And those was really following the Netflix situation. It's good to see, Jules, that people are looking past the social media stuff, the bought and paid for people trying to push stuff. We had the right result with this vote.
At the end of the day, the shareholders are money people. Whether you have a few shares or a lot, they're going to analyze the deals. And I'm sure they saw what we had seen, that the Netflix deal is just nowhere near as good as the Paramount deal, even before they outbid them. The deal from the beginning was always superior to Netflix's deal. So I'm sure the stockholders had seen that already. And then once Ellison kept pushing it publicly, they no longer could hide behind whatever it is they were trying to swerve their way around. There's just a lot of snaking around. Left everybody a bad taste in everybody's mouth. He's obviously trying to screw out the shareholders from getting more money because Netflix was promising him to keep his job while also making a ton of money on the acquisition himself. So he's just being greedy, and it bit him in the ass. Well deserved.
Yeah. Out of here, right? And just a brief breaking news: we got the look of Zack Snyder's. I'm sorry, not Zack Snyder. James Gunn's Brainiac.
Purple jacket. It's coming.
This is courtesy of Jules.
I figured you'd get a kick out of that.
This is what if Brainiac if he has hair.
Listen, the guy's hairstyle, remember the picture that they showed us of him, of the actor? He had like a similar hairstyle. He kind of looked like this guy. In this picture.
I'll be so pissed off.
And then look, all the gun guzzlers can say, hey, it's comic accurate. Look at this guy right here.
If this man Brainiac comes out, bro, I'm gonna
Gunn loves his big collars.
I'm gonna be unbearable for the rollout of Man of Tomorrow. If this man comes out looking like this, I'm just saying. Okay, this is
exclusive. You guys heard it here first. This is exactly. It's exclusive.
It's an exclusive. Look, Jules broke it. I'm gonna give her all the credit, so I can be mad at her. I'm gonna be mad, okay, with this overall. This is worse than this looks like the Supergirl TV show when they started losing their budget for the Supergirl. Then they put in Brainiac 5. If this man comes out looking like Brainiac 5, I'm done. Okay, I am done.
He's just missing the V on his forehead.
I'm just saying, bro.
But it might be on his jacket, so we probably don't even need it on his forehead.
And if they make it that he's Supergirl's boyfriend, I'm done. That's a version. There's a version.
Get close to Clark.
Well, so you have just so people realize what we're saying. We're talking about a couple of different Brainiacs here. There's a version of Brainiac that he rocks. He's a good version, and he rocks with Supergirl. He wants that Kryptonian thing, right? So that's one thing. But the big bad Brainiac, we don't want that story. We want that side story. We don't want no love stories here. Okay, we want Brainiac destroying the world. I don't know if the Gun's gonna do that, Jules. That's what I'm nervous about.
Never know with him.
I don't know. I'm very nervous about this, y'all. Again, Jules, she's here to torment me with stuff like that, right? But
happy to be of service.
Back to Paramount. So again, we had to vote. The next step, right? Just to prepare people what we're talking about with this. That's why we're here weekly to update with y'all what's going on. this was, I'm not surprised, right, that the shareholders and my fellow shareholders, we voted yes. This was inconsequential. I was like, whatever. Well, I knew this was going to be yes, because we're getting more value for my shares for that. So that's one thing. Next step is the regulatory process. And again, they're expecting this. Again, this is inside Paramount. This isn't sylabdul telling you this. This is inside Paramount. They're saying they're expecting this by July. A trade has confirmed what I said with that. And I've always said if it's late fall 2026, maybe early 2027, they'll be in the building. They think it's earlier, Jules, after they fully confirmed the Saudis and Qatar and Abu Dhabi that's signed in the ink. They're part of the deal as minority stake holders of this overall. So what's your thoughts with that? That, again, everything's signed off. Now the shareholders again are saying yes. We're waiting for this to close. Like, what are we feeling?
As far as the date, July?
Yeah, like do we feel there's enough momentum for July, or do we think it will lag beyond that?
Well, we already got the shareholder vote. I mean, it's really hard to tell because, again, we've never seen an acquisition of this magnitude get closed so quickly, right? So if they could really pull this off by July, then all power to them.
Kudos,
better for us. We want the sooner the better. We want to get this slop out of our faces.
For sure. And yeah, I'm going to trust, again, what I heard the day I heard it. I put it out there as soon as possible. I know I have at least one trade backing up what I said. So, the thing with journalism, like, you need at least double source. So if it's just me saying it, like, then it's like, okay, what are we saying? But it's more people saying it. So that's good overall. And that's what they're expecting. We'll see. Right now, this is where we go into this whole anti-Paramount situation where people are having some feelings about this deal. So we want to get y'all thoughts on this live on this. One element here is you got this David Ellison hosted a dinner and he invited current President Donald Trump and the head of the DOJ, the people who's going to handle the regulatory process, to this dinner. People took it like, oh, y'all curry in favor with the current administration. How dare you? This is corrupt. And we'll get to some more specific people saying this, but Jules, just of all my days just covering stuff like that, or just knowing, just in general, you had the Disney Fox merger, or really it was a buyout. It wasn't a merger. Disney bought out Fox
right
during, I think that was Trump's first term. And then you had Discovery buying Warner Brothers. That was during Biden's term. Both cases, Jules, I saw each side, they were currying in favor with the current administration to push this deal through. Now David Ellison is doing this for this Paramount Warner Brothers deal. People are saying they're calling foul, Jules, and it's just really disingenuous. What's your thoughts with that?
Absolutely. Like, we didn't get anywhere near this amount of smoke when Disney was over here buying everything. I mean, just off the top of your head, you can just start naming studios that they bought. Lucasfilm, Fox, which includes 21st Century Fox, Pixar, a whole bunch of other studios, and nobody cared. No one was talking about, that jobs are being lost or everything is being consolidated to one or two major studios, and this is bad for business, blah, 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 blah. But now that it's, an alleged right-winger buying up these properties, now all of a sudden it's a problem. It's clearly a political propaganda BS, just trying to get everybody all riled up, more rage baiting. To what end?
And if we go to the facts, Jules, right? Again, and you know this, and I think my viewers know this. I try to shy away from the political angle only because that's up to you, what you want to follow politically. I'm not here to dictate. We're not here to dictate what you're going to do politically, right? That's not what it's about. We are here, though, being very biased for Restore the Snyderverse. And if Paramount is giving us that option, I'm riding with whatever they do. I'm going to be really honest. I know people thought I was kind of like, I don't want to say tone deaf, when it was like, oh, people going to lose their jobs. And I'm like, I don't care. I really don't care. Okay, a means to an end. I'm sorry. The Saudis are connected with this Paramount situation, and they have a personal relationship with Zack Snyder. Yeah, I want to restore the Snyderverse. I'm gonna be really open with y'all when I say this, right? And I think Jules agrees with that overall. So when you get to this political conversation, I feel it's important to point out the inconsistencies and acting like this hasn't happened before, currying favor with a current administration. Again, I told you this happened in Trump's first term. It happened in Biden's term as well too. When Discovery bought Warner Brothers, that was announced May 17th, 2021. That was during Biden's administration. And they Discovery was donating to Democratic purposes, and they were doing all kinds of stuff for Biden to make sure the deal got through.
But that's okay. See, that's not collusion.
Right. All of a sudden, there's no whistleblowers with that, right? But when Ellison, who, again, now you said this, I'm not here to correct Jules publicly. I never try to do that. But you say as a right-winger leaning David Ellison, he's more centrist.
Oh yeah,
alleged. I know you said alleged. Yeah, you said alleged.
Because everybody's trying to paint him as like this super conservative guy, which we know he's not.
But who do you support 2024, Jules?
Apparently Kamala.
Yeah, it's on the books. It's on the records. He supported Kamala 2024 election. So you're dealing with someone, yeah, maybe he's right-winging at times, but he's more of a centrist. That's what that tells me. Like, am I wrong in assuming that, Jules? Like, that's what I'm thinking, right? If he swings his votes every 4 years, he's more of a centrist, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saying, I'm only putting it out there because I'm like, if I'm jumping on something that's, I trust Jules. If I'm going too far with that, I'm just like, this man supported Kamala. I'm just saying. So you can't say he's MAGA. You literally can't say that.
You literally can't. Yeah, and it's just crazy how they make everything, before everything was black or white, now it's red or blue. You can't be in the middle. You have to pick a side. And if you choose the side that the other side doesn't like, then you're an evil person and you deserve to go to hell and all this crazy stuff. It's just like, what's with all this extremism? Like, bro, chill out. Like, we're talking about movies here. Like,
exactly. We're supposed to entertainment, and right. I'll be very clear. Like, here with me and Jules, like, we're not telling you to pick a side. And me and Jules have been very consistent, actually being more independent. I'm literally registered as an independent, right? Mm-hmm. So that's our angle with this overall. I mean, again, that's why we kind of vibe with the show, because that's our worldview. So when you're trying to bring one side to the story, I can't rock with that, extremists, either side, right? If it was the right side saying some extremist stuff, like, I will call that out as well too. It just so happens now it is one side particularly calling this out, right? So
right. Always. Like, who's paying these people? Because we know these protesters, quote unquote, are getting paid by somebody. They don't just pop up out of nowhere. This has been a common theme the past few years.
Exactly. So that's what we go to this next level here with this. You literally had a coordinated social media rush from a particular political side. What do we mean? I hope this is coming across good for y'all. Let me see. I'll drop this just so y'all can see. Jules, can you see this okay?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, good. So we have a few representatives. Just so happens they're all Democrat. I out there, I don't know how y'all go with y'all lives and what's going on with y'all personally. I don't like when just one side seems to be having a coordinated message. That's just how I was raised, right? That's just how I did my own studies with all this stuff. So when I see is all Democrats coming out against this Paramount deal, I feel some kind of way. I feel some kind of way about this. What are we saying? Okay, so on the left side here, we have Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal. Now in the streets, they calling her Pramila PayPal. That's not my joke. That's just what people.
I have not heard of this person before.
So she's a congresswoman. she, a U.S. representative, part of the congressional district representing Washington. She's a Democrat, and she put out a tweet. And it just so happens all of them came out with their tweets within the same day, within a couple hours from each other. So this is a Democrat messaging that they're pushing out. Okay. Now, is this me saying, oh, you shouldn't be Democrat? No, I have a lot of Democrats that watch my show. We don't have smoke for y'all personally. That's not what we're talking about. We want to restore the Snyderverse. We're saying Paramount can restore the Snyderverse. So if anyone's going against that, we got to address what they're saying. Okay. That's what we're going to do on this show. So, Pramila Jayapal says, talking about this dinner we just talked about, Jules, says, talk about a major conflict of interest. The Paramount CEO, who is trying to buy Warner Brothers, is hosting an invitation-only dinner to honor Donald Trump. That's why she's mad. But whose administration is supposed to review mergers like the Paramount WB? They're not even trying to hide the corruption. What do we say off the top, Jules, that when Disney bought Fox, they were currently in favor with the current administration. Mm-hmm. When Discovery bought Warner Brothers, they were currently in favor with Biden, then Democrat. I want to keep the same energy 360 degrees. That's what we're saying here. We're not saying, oh, pick one side and pick this side. It's like, no. You got to realize when you're being played in your face with this, Jules. What's your I guess response for just this particular person, her worries with this deal? She's saying it's corruption that they're currently in favor with Trump.
So regarding this dinner, I don't know what is the actual reason for this dinner, if it is actually to honor Donald Trump, just because these people lie so often about what is really transpiring or what's happening. Like, this dinner could be for something else entirely, and because Trump is there, they're just going to say that it's to honor him specifically. So again, until I know more about the real reasons they're having that dinner, I'm just not going to fall for that. Fair. As far as the Paramount acquisition itself, I mean, you had to choose between Netflix and Paramount. Netflix would have been the end of cinema as we know it, the end of movies as we know it. Everything would have been straight to streaming. Most of the TV format, we would lose quality, like we all know that. Plus, the app would have eventually went up to 3 figures a month. We know this. Netflix bumps up their prices all the time. They're literally being sued by Italy right now because of this. So somehow we're supposed to believe that they are the much better outcome versus Paramount, who is actually promising to keep movies in theaters for an extended weeks to have a decent run versus 2 to 3 weeks that Netflix wanted to give us, if they even stuck to that. They want to give us at least 30 films a year, which they might even exceed that. That's just like the baseline minimum. All this stuff. Like, they actually care about quality. They actually care about the brand that is Warner Brothers, whereas under Netflix, who knows what would have happened to that moniker. So it's just a lot of BS going on. Just a lot of political propaganda. Unfortunately, everything in our lives now has just been politicized, and it's tiring. And I think people have been getting tired of it. And that's why you have all the dysfunction going on right now.
And it only sucks because it's like, again, and you know this, like I didn't want to make this a topic every week, right? It keeps coming up, right? And I only go off what's going on in the timeline. That's all I go off on the show. What are we talking about? It's what the people are talking about. So people are picking up on these Democratic, talking points. Again, I'm not a registered Democrat, so I'm not beholden to what they're saying. Now, some of my viewers, y'all claim to be Democrat, and it's not attacking y'all. That's not what we're doing with this. We are very biased when we say Paramount offers the best chance to restore Snyder. It's like, seriously, I can't say this any other way. That's why we're biased. And again, the benefits of theaters, Jules, right? We do 30 films a year is great for theaters, but it starts with the Snyderverse. I'm not going to sugarcoat that, right?
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah. I mean, if it's something like endangering, the public and things like that, we will talk about it. a real thing with Netflix. We talked about that leak when we thought Netflix was going to win this bid. It leaked out they were going to do 17-day theatrical windows, right? So that was a real thing, right? If something leaked out with Paramount like that, we would have covered it the same way. You see what I'm saying? So when they come out saying corruption and other, but when every merger has curried favor with the current administration, if I'm in business and I'm trying to merge, I'm going to curry favor. Okay, I'm saying personally, I will curry favor with whoever's sitting as president, whoever the administration. I don't care if Kamala would have won, and I'm trying to buy Warner Brothers. I'm going to curry favor with her administration. It's business, y'all. Okay, we can't be this too simple-minded, saying, "Oh, it's the red flag and the blue flag." Like I'm not in the gang, all right? I've never been in the gang,
right? Yeah.
So it's like I'm not with that. But if I want, again, maybe people take this as very simple. I want the Snyderverse to be restored, and Paramount has the best package for that, the best investors for that, with the Saudis and David Ellison and Paramount. So if anyone's talking against that, I'm going to look at your claims, and I'm going to call BS when I see it. This isn't corruption, Jules. That's my conclusion.
I would say the corruption is trying to get every single news media and outlet to only portray one side of the conversation. If we really want to get into the nitty-gritty, because the biggest issue with this is that they're afraid that, you know, the right-wing side will end up getting CNN, and I think they own CBS or whatever. And it'll even out the playing field a little bit, because every single major news outlet right now is left-leaning outside of Fox. So why do you want to censor so many people? You want to censor the other side to that point where, like, you can't even get their opinion unless you're on some kind of independent platform. That's the real corruption right there. So they can all go kick rocks. I'm
just saying, like, again, we're trying to give it to y'all straight here. I'm not trying to sway what you're supposed to vote for.
They don't want people to make up their own minds. You can't. They don't want you to think for yourself. They don't want you to look at every single side and come up with your own conclusion. They want you to think and feel whatever they tell you. That's the real corruption.
Yeah, and they count on that. They count on ignorance, right? So we got more examples, right? We got on the top right here, Cory Booker. I don't know why I have smoke for this guy personally. Just when I see his face, I know I don't know why I don't like this dude. But U.S. Senator Cory Booker, he's of New Jersey, Jules. He came out with a statement again. All this is a coordinated attack on this Paramount deal, and within hours of each other. Okay, same day. He says this merger is far from a done deal. Duh. Federal and international regulators still need to sign off, and I'll tell you right now, European, they're going to sign off on this. David Ellison already reached out to them a couple months ago. So again, this is all spin, but let me get through this. And he says, state attorneys general have to review. That's normal. And those of us in the Senate who want to protect Americans from the crush of corporate consolidation will continue to press for answers. What answers, Cory Booker? What answers? Okay, let me get to them. I'm sorry. Most importantly, workers and communities who will be affected will continue to use their voices to demand more from their representatives than silence and surrender. Okay, the answers, Jules. Let me set this up for you. The answers.
I'm getting heated too. Yeah.
Cory Booker's main concern, just according to what I'm reading, what he's saying, this is a very general thing here. Are you really going to do 30 films a year, Jules? Has David Ellison made this clear enough? But go ahead, Jules. What's your thoughts?
I don't know how many times I've heard David Ellison, like the number 30. It's just like we're going to see it in our freaking dreams at this point. I mean, I think you said Abdi and DeLuca came out saying next year they're going to have what, 18 films. So that's over half of what they need.
Ellison's committed to 15. So we're talking about 33 films already.
And then Paramount has, whatever, they probably already have 15 films on the slate for next year for all we know. We don't. So that's already over 30 right there. So what are you guys talking about? We think it's gonna be 30 only from Warner Brothers? Are you guys dumb? Like, this is just, they're just being assholes right now.
This is my problem with Cory Booker. He likes theatrics.
Yes,
he wants to be Obama Jr. I'm just gonna say it, okay? That's what he wants to be. Some of us ain't buying it, bro. Okay, so that's what I don't want to get into that. But this whole thing of we want to protect Americans from the crush of corporate consolidation. Where was y'all at in 2021 when Discovery bought Warner Brothers? Where was y'all at when Disney bought Fox in 2017?
Disney buying Fox was like the biggest thing, the most antitrust thing that's probably happened in our entire lives. We've never seen something like that, and no one batted an eye. But now it's a problem.
Now it's a problem, and he wants answers, but he doesn't tell you the questions. This is why I hate politics. Okay, they want you to be ignorant. I'm sorry, they just do. So, but the answers, I'm telling you, the question: are you going to have 30 films a year? That's that whole stupid petition. They got 4,000 Hollywood actors, writers, producers. Some directors actually have signed it as well too. No guilds, Jules. No, the Writers Guild hasn't come out against the Paramount deal. The Directors Guild, the Actors Guild, none of them have come out. This is an independent petition, and I think, Jules, it's just a performative petition to save face, to say, hey, see, we're against Trump somehow.
Right.
Though,
Everything always goes back to.
Yeah, good.
And this is so stupid too, because the thing that he talks about is corporate consolidation, crushing Americans. Are we seriously going to ignore all the corporations right now that are en masse laying off their corporate workers in favor of AI? For decades now, we have seen companies put shareholders or stock prices above actual people and communities, which there used to be laws against that, to actually, have both work in tandem. Now we're getting to the point where corporate profits have to be breaking records every single quarter, every single year. Whereas that's why we're getting all the inflation that we have now. Mm-hmm. All the inflation that happened after COVID was not organic just because of COVID. They could have brought their prices down, and some did a little bit, but prices have never ever gone back down to what they were before the pandemic. So now we're seeing the same issue, and people can't afford anything. But instead of these politicians actually tackling the real problem, which is that corporate greed, they want to come and pick on Paramount because they're going to buy CNN and CBS.
And again, it's a Democratic play. That's why I have all these posts on. These are all it's just a coincidence, right? All Democrats don't like. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm in touch with people from all sides of this. All Democrats are not opposed to this Paramount deal. These representatives, their talking points are against it, right? So you don't represent the people. That's what I'm trying to say with this overall. And again, I'm not trying to make this personal against Cory Booker, but this is a funny comment. He's fake as hell. Timu Obama with the charisma and a permanent goofy expression on his face. I don't know why I have beef with Cory Booker. I just feel like I do. I'm sorry. I just do.
He's like the token congressman or senator or whatever the hell he is.
No, that's really what I mean. They tried to told him like, oh, he's the first black senator from New Jersey. And bro, I don't really know where his family's from, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. Okay. My thing is that this here, he's trying to make this all Americans is crushing us. The answers that you want, David Ellison already gave you. Okay, that's what we're saying here. We're not even trying to be too controversial with this. It's just these are straw man arguments that they're bringing up. Right? If it's a real argument, I promise you, me and Jules, we're on the same wavelength with this. Where it's like, okay, if it's a problem, we'll talk about it. Right? We're not here with our pom-poms, Paramount gear on and stuff. Like, no, they got to come through with this 30 films a year. They do. Right? So I don't like the disingenuous arguments. And so we got to, we talk about the disingenuous arguments. We got to crown it off with, my goodness, Elizabeth Warren, and properly, she's a senator. I ought to give people properly their titles. She is a senator, U.S. senator, Elizabeth Warren. She obviously has a personal beef with Donald Trump. It was like name calling back and forth. So it's like, it's so obvious that she'll be against this. Like, I hate that it's so obvious and people are falling for it.
We have lost decorum.
He says here, the Paramount Warner Brothers merger is an antitrust nightmare. Like, tell us why. See, if you're trying to really save the public, just like with Cory Booker, we want answers. What are the questions, Cory Booker? Or Booker, I'm sorry. Then we could talk about it. Elizabeth Warren. Again, I'm not going to call you the name Trump called you because I respect everyone in public office. I actually do. I'm not going to call you names. But what is the antitrust nightmare? Tell us examples. If you want to help the public, let us know what we should be looking for. Then we can look at it ourselves, right? It says it's resulted in a handful of Trump-aligned billionaires controlling huge parts of the media. State attorneys general are last line of defense. No, you're actually not. It's federal, but okay. This fight is not over. What fight? Okay.
This is so frustrating as like an actual American citizen. So you'd rather, resulting in a handful of Trump-aligned billionaires controlling huge parts of the media. So you'd rather have left-leaning aligned billionaires controlling the huge parts of the media? Or how about this? Billionaires that are aligned with completely other countries taking hold of our media and having control of our media.
With Ukraine, with Iran, I'm just saying. We ain't even trying to take it all the way there, but I'm just trying to go ahead.
Yeah, I'm done. That's what I have to say.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, so this whole boogeyman thing with Trump, like that doesn't work anymore. Okay,
no. He's out. He has 2 years left. Yeah, like we're moving on. He has 2 years left. Like whatever it is, what it is at this point. Like everybody is moving on to like what's next, and they're just keep beating a dead horse with this Trump nonsense. Like, let's move on.
It's insane, right? So it's like this whole thing again. That it worked in 2020. This whole boogeyman and the orange man bad, right? That's been the people are waking up to just the fact you even gotta like Trump, right? I ain't trying to push this too far, but me and Jules talked about stuff that we didn't like that he was doing, right? I just want to say that, so it's not even about that. Okay, we want to restore the Snyderverse. I'm bringing all this up because I'm seeing y'all in the comment section keep bringing up political angles with this, and I'm trying to stamp it very clear to y'all. We don't care about the political angles with this, but then when they do bring up from actual sitting U.S. senators, when they bring up stuff and it's not holding water, that's what we're saying here. This isn't landing, and it's showing a biasness. And they got, again, Elizabeth Warren. She hates Trump. This is a personal beef.
There's personal beef. He's his political Rosie O'Donnell. Like it's on site between.
So it's like obviously she would throw it, but like you said, Jules, perfectly. What you said is that, okay, Trump-aligned billionaires, they're going to operate a large part of media. So then if other people aligned with, again, just side thing here, the SPLS, they were funding supremacist groups. They're Democratic leaning, controlled opposition. So we rather billionaires on this side when they were spending their money on supremacist groups. This is confirmed.
I think I saw something along the lines. That's why Tim Cook resigned, because he's attached to that somehow. Mm-hmm. Like what? Mm-hmm.
So I want our point. We want the same energy, both sides. I will call this out, both sides. If you're coming out like you're righteous and holy because you're on the left side here, I'm saying there's some smoke over there for y'all as well too. Mm-hmm. So don't play this. Don't play this game again. It worked in 2020. A lot of people are waking up with this, and we say this, but then me and Jules are pulling back and saying we don't care about the political angles of this. We just want to restore the Snyderverse.
Right. They keep making this political, dragging us back into this conversation. We're so sick of this. We just want to talk about movies.
Exactly. It was necessary to bring this up, just to have it on wax, what we think with that. But I do want to leave this conversation behind. That's what I want to do on the Saturday show. Everyone that keeps bringing up, again, different things with this and why you have a problem overall. This is necessary, but again, I just want to bring this up overall. 1 second. Jules, how you doing with time? I'll just
Probably
ask
got
you.
another 20.
Okay. We're gonna get to the end here. This was just very necessary because, again, I just wanted to make sure we got this on tape overall with that. But I guess let's just get to the last topic because I have more stuff with that, but I think we're kind of beating a dead horse.
Yeah,
we
tired of talking about the politics.
Yeah, we really don't need to keep addressing this every stream. And I think what I'll do, I'll probably clip this. So every time y'all bring up political stuff, I'll just play the clip me and Jules just talked about.
Right. Just have it on under your favorites folder. Just plug it in.
This last half hour there. So, but yeah, no, I really mean it because it's been other stuff brought out there like, since the Saudis, because it brought up that originally the original deal was the sovereign nations, Saudis, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, will put in $7 billion apiece, as part of the deal. Then the final deal said, because that was a total $21 billion, right? The finished deal said they put in collectively $24 billion. So it was okay, $8 billion apiece, right? If my math is right, yeah. And then the article came out that the Saudis put in $10 billion alone, and then Qatar, Abu Dhabi put in $7 billion apiece. So the Saudis put in more. So what this got people asking is, okay, the Saudis put in more money, which strongly it boosts, as far as they're sharing this and what they really want from this deal. We strongly believe they want the Justice League films. We strongly believe that. People are worried, will this give them some kind of chair on the board of this merged Paramount Warner Brothers, right? I just want to briefly address this, but just honestly, Jules, I mean, if they paid extra and they have some influence on the board, I really don't care. I don't care.
Okay, why is that a problem? They're minority owners. If you put in billions of dollars into a project, hell yeah, I'm going to be on the freaking board. I want to know what's going on with my investment. Like, you can't just be like, yeah, here's your money. Here's my money. Do whatever you want with it. Like, no. Why would it be a problem? A board could have as many as 20 people on it. So you have one. We could have one representative for each
one chair,
or one chair representing all three, right? So what's the big deal? That's normal.
I don't get the end. Again, this is with the political side and then with the Saudis. Global businesses now, and actually, man, okay, I do got to play this real quick because a part of the investors for Paramount, you have obviously Larry Ellison, David's father, the largest shareholder of Oracle. He's worth nearly $200 billion. He's backing this deal for at least $40 billion overall with that. So that's one thing. And then you have the Saudis again, all the sovereign nations, $24 billion of that. You have Red Capital as well, too. Red Capital is a huge finance company, and they had a comment about just how this structure, the global business works, right? So let me pull this up real quick. Let me get the sound together here. I think this is an interesting exchange here. This guy here, he's a writer for Puck News. Puck News is actually more legit than not, Jules, just to let you know. I know we talk about different trades. Yeah. Puck News is actually plugged in better than Variety, maybe even better than Deadline. Yeah. Puck News is pretty legit. This guy here, Matt Baloney, he's a Snyder hater, but I'm going to respect when you have real news. I'm just saying that he's a hater. Punchable face. Okay, allegedly. Let's see. He's talking to the head of Red Capital, who's one of the financiers to this Paramount Warner Brothers deal. So they're bringing money to close this $111 billion deal. One time.
But you understand why people might be concerned about Middle East money having an ownership stake in a company that owns CNN.
Well, okay, so do we want to be a global company?
You answer that question. I don't care.
I think we want to be a global company.
Okay.
That's the first thing right there. Global. The global is now, y'all. Redbird Capital. Did I say something different? Redbird Capital. Did I say Red Capital? I don't know.
Yeah,
Redbird, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, like, oh my God, Redbird Capital. Okay, all right. He's head of that. He's a CEO or something like that, and he's talking about global business.
Look at what's going on right now geopolitically. What's going on right now geopolitically out of the Middle East wouldn't be, the positives of that would not be happening without some of those sovereigns that you're referring to. Okay, the world is changing. We can stick our head in the sand and.
I love what he's saying right here, right? Because I see people in the comment, they're like, oh, I don't want the Saudis, and I heard it is, this and that. I don't care about the whole political side of it. We're talking about business, global business, Jules. And I love that he's attacking this head on, right? Let me back this up real quick.
That would not be happening without some of those sovereigns that you're referring to, okay? The world is changing. We can stick our head in the sand and pretend it's not, or we can embrace globalization and the derivative benefits, both geopolitically and otherwise, that come from that.
Will these global, you call them, investors get board seats?
Right now, the way we set it up is, I don't know right now. I think that,
He can't answer this, right? See, you're talking to one investor. Why are you asking me something that David Ellison's supposed to do? Now, again, if they end up with a board seat, again, I'm not shying away from that. That's not going to change CNN. That's not going to change America. This is a business investment, Jules. Is the point. And people was trying to say, oh, he's non-committal. Maybe they're hiding that the Saudis will have a board seat.
Who cares if they do? Okay, so even if they have a board seat, people need to go on HBO and on HBO Max and watch Succession, because they talk a lot about board seats on that show. Okay, so that person at the board, let's say that's going to be a proxy there. He's going to be the person that reports back to the Saudi nations or whatever, the Middle Eastern nation. That they only represent the percentage of ownership. So
exactly,
let's say they own
a minority's percentage,
a minority stake, right? They can't. That one person can't make any decisions that will trump everyone else on the board. They're just going to be part of the conversation, which they're already part of the conversation if they're putting in money. So what's the problem? This is a non-starter.
People are finding reasons. Again, Paramount's the boogeyman, Trump's the boogeyman. Oh my God, CNN. You're not even watching CNN.
Nobody watches CNN.
Like, CNN is crap unless it's during the election.
Right.
We know this. Okay. Like everyone knows this.
They get all their ratings once every 4 years.
My point is, if the Saudis it's come out, they're putting in $10 billion into the deal, I don't mind them having a chair. I don't care. I actually don't care either way. But if they want to have some influence on the voting, I mean, they can be outvoted easily anytime. Minority stake, right? That's what we're talking about. And I'm just gonna venture out and say I don't think they're gonna get a chair, because again, $10 billion out of $111 billion, that's about a tenth. They may not have a board seat. But it doesn't matter either way. That's the point.
People with less interest have a board seat. I mean, sometimes people without any vested interest get a board seat. So it doesn't even matter. It's just someone that sometimes they just put you there just to get advice. You could be a consultant and have a board seat. Doesn't mean that you're an owner. Anyone could have a board seat. Exactly.
And I think overall, them putting in a more share than the other sovereign nations is that, they want some influence on certain IPs. I really believe that. I really know that
that's part of the contract.
Yeah, exactly. It's put into the contract. So it's just wild. But again, this is the stuff that people are bringing up to try to be like, oh, should we worry about the Saudis? Huh? If you're a Zack Snyder fan, why are you worried about the Saudis? Why is that a negative thing when Zack Snyder constantly posts his pictures with Turkey al-Sheikh? He got a new picture I don't even have up right now that he is already Stone Quarry. Zack Snyder already has an agreement with Turkey al-Sheikh, the Saudis, for the Brawler film, and we strongly believe they would do something DC as well. So as a Snyder fan, because see, I'm not. This isn't antis and people These are Snyder fans coming up with concerns about the Saudis. And I'm like, bro, like dude said in the video, has your head been in the sand for the last 2 years that Zack Snyder has aligned themselves with the Saudi business? Just like other people, Dave Chappelle does global business. Electronic Arts is owned by the Saudis. It's time to wake up to global business. Okay, that's what
even the
do.
WWE is now owned by the Middle East.
They got multiple
The UFC?
WWE events. Yep,
And
UFC
UFC
as well.
They're all up.
Is that,
It is what it is.
They all out own UFC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
they bought UFC first, and then they went and bought WWE.
So it's like people are like lagging behind. But and again, I get it. We're like antis and just uninformed people. But Snyder fans, if you don't see the obvious connection with the Saudis, I don't know what else to tell you at this point. When you're saying like, oh, well, maybe they have a board seat. Why are you worried about having a board seat? We won Justice League 2 and 3. That's what we're talking about here. Again, and I know it's been heavy-handed this week, but it's like this had to be addressed because it keeps coming up on my timeline of people being ignorant to Zack Snyder's obvious connections to Turkey al-Sheikh. Y'all see his Instagram posts. He posts this dude like every 4 months. Like it's like obviously
they're very good friends. Yes.
And now he is a part of the team that has minority shareholders of Warner Brothers, by extension DC.
All he has to do
get CSGL 2 and 3.
Continue nurturing that relationship with Turkey al-Sheikh, and Snyder will have carte blanche. He can do whatever he wants with the IP. We'll get Justice League 2 and 3. We'll get Man of Steel 2, Batfleck, Flashpoint, a true Wonder Woman sequel, a true Aquaman sequel. There's no reason why, if the movies do well, which they will, I don't see how they can't.
No, yeah.
It is just going to be like, hey, just keep rolling in the money. Just keep churning them out. People want them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I think that's very clear. And when we got on our Restore conversation, I was supposed to play my drop real quick. And then we're going to close this out with one more thing here. I can't play it too long. YouTube hates me when I play that. But Zack Snyder, Zack Snyder posted this recently, not just Turkey al-Sheikh. He posted a behind-the-scenes picture of Zack Snyder's Justice League. This isn't. I think this is. If you have the Blu-ray, there's a deleted scene or like an extra picture or something, because you don't see this in the film. Lois and Clark right here. As Zack Snyder captions here, he says, "This couple on my planet, they mean hope." Jules, as I said with my viewers consistently, I can only take this one way when Zack Snyder is teasing stuff like this. Like it's no other way I'm going to take this, Jules. This means hope. The Saudis, Paramount, there is something here, Jules, and hope is nothing wrong with having hope. I think Zack Snyder is making this clear to us.
There's too much smoke for there not to be fire at this point. Like for months now, we've been getting hints and hints and hints and hints. And now the Paramount deal is going to be closing soon. I think we're just going to pretend like there's no way that the Snyderverse is going to come back. And like, it's crazy because all the haters keep saying, oh, you think it's going to come back as dead? Like, they're still with that shit. It's like, bro, read the room. Like, look at where all the chips are falling.
Mm-hmm. It's so blatant by Zack Snyder. And I admit, like, I remember back in the days of releasing Snyder Cut, when we got to 2018, 2019, I was whining a little bit. Like in the middle of 2019, I was just like, are we really going to release a Snyder Cut? Like, what's going on? I mean, Zack at first was posting pictures on Vero, and Dark Side Picture and things like that. And I was like, I believe, I want to keep believing, and we'll see, right? And then all of a sudden we had in November 2019, Ben Affleck tweets, release a Snyder Cut. Gal Gadot tweets it as well. Obviously Momoa, and we saw that momentum. And at times, I think that's what it is with the fandom. Like we can get a little tired, right? Because we're asking for something. We're like, it obviously is good business. to come up with a Justice League film with Darkseid like that in theaters? Like, come on now, that's easy. Instead of this goofy Superman Brainiac stuff, right? So, or you could do both, but just Darkseid's better, obviously. So it's like we can have those moments where we hit the wall, and then Zack gives us another boost. That's what he's done before. I believe that's what he's doing now, Jules. I believe Zack, that 214 thing, I was real big on that when Zack counted down the anniversary of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he timed it to be the 214th post of his Instagram. I'm like, Zack is 4D chess and all of this.
Yeah, if Zack was really moved on, he wouldn't be spending all these months talking about the Snyderverse. Like, he has so many other projects he has going on. Like, he could be posting about the photograph. He could be posting about Brawler. He could be posting about Rebel Moon. I think they're coming out with a comic book or whatever. Like, there's so many other projects that he can talk about. But no, like, the one thing that's been a constant and consistent has been the Snyderverse. And why would he be stuck on that if it wasn't coming back, or if it wasn't on his mind constantly?
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna say it plain, because our approach again with the Saturday show is very clear in the title. The Warner Brothers, Paramount, Saudis, DC Snyderverse show. We believe there is hope. If Zack knows his fandom, him posting anything about the Snyderverse would be deemed cruel if he didn't think it was possible for it to happen. Literally. Zack Snyder knows his fandom. So that's why I told people it's not about following some new hashtag people want to come up with, some new movement. Follow Zack Snyder. That's what we're doing here. As long as Zack is talking about the Snyderverse, we're going to keep that hope up no matter what, until he says, okay, now, it's a wrap, guys, right? And Zack already said he's not going to do it, right? I still see people on social media saying, oh, sylabdul, why you keep, the Snyderverse is dead, bro. Now, Zack Snyder has said the most impossible thing was getting the Snyder cut. That's what Zack said. He said that's the most impossible thing. It's easier to get the sequel. That's what Zack said. So I'm holding to that. And the fact he keeps feeding us with these pictures, these posts, Jules, I can only take it one way. That we have a shot, and then we see the connect. Just that alone. But then we have the connection with Paramount and the Saudis, and Zack is obviously linked up with the Saudis, who has a say in the IP they want to use once this deal closes. There's no other way I can take this, Jules. There's no other way.
Right.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with that. There's no other way we could take this as far as there's nothing wrong with having hope, but then Zack is giving you a reason to hope for it. So we're not selling you anything here. We're not selling you any false hope or anything like that. We're following Zack Snyder's energy. And he keeps posting stuff like this. We're going to keep having his energy, y'all. That's just it. That's where we're at. We're following Zack Snyder's lead. It is about restore the Snyderverse, because I believe we have a shot. I believe we have a real shot.
I think we have the strongest shot we've ever had, even before the merger with Discovery.
Yeah.
At the same time, the guys, Phil Lord and Miller, they came out saying they're not giving out the details of their Flashpoint movie because there's a chance it might actually get made one day. Another hint, a major hint.
And that's a Snyderverse Flash. That's Snyderverse.
That's what I'm saying. We're not just getting Justice League. We're getting the whole shebang.
Exactly. So, and again, there's a few things today I just wanted to bring up, because I get different comments every time I do a video. And I want to make it very clear the thrust that we're doing here with this Saturday show. We're following this deal to fruition, the Paramount Warner Brothers deal. We believe it gives us the best chance at the Snyderverse. We're not caught up in the political side. It's just I hate that we got to bring it up, because it just keeps coming up. But I don't care. Merger, people gonna lose their jobs. I'm sorry, I don't care. They're gonna have a good. They're gonna be okay. I'm just saying. I'm not worried about all that stuff. How can I get Justice League 2 and 3? That's what this show is about. All right. That's what it's going to continue to be. If Netflix was going to do it, we would have been like, oh, Netflix. Well, we knew they weren't. But it's like we would have rocked with that. This is the best option, y'all. And we see the clear personal connection to Zack Snyder with Paramount Saudi. So that's just where we're at. I don't mean to beat a dead horse if some of y'all was like, we know, Sil. I know y'all know. But I just want to make it very clear what we're doing here. Any last minute comments or questions, throw it in the chat. I got to wind this out. I mean, I lucked out having Jules this long, man. Like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, Jules is still chilling. We're good. This is a good show today, y'all. Right. So let's catch up with the comments here. And again, appreciate everyone. Smash the like. Make sure you still subscribe. Saturday show. This is the weekly show. Saturday noon Eastern Standard Time. Also Thursday, as I mentioned before, we will be doing coffee talks. Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 a.m. I gotta get y'all before I start my day. Right. So if y'all up and ready, we're gonna be here, or I'm gonna be here. Jules probably sleep.
I gotta go to work.
Yeah, so I will be here Thursdays. Jules, we got Jules Saturday. We just, as long as we got her committed to Saturdays, we're good. But we're gonna talk the latest news on Thursdays as well, and then anything pertaining to Paramount, anything to Restore. I'm gonna make sure we push all this to the Saturday show, so we got a good conversation. So, Bayona Rad says Ben Affleck is never going to say what his plan for his standalone film is because he knows he might be Batman again. I saw that in person at Full Circle, Jules, right? When I went to Full Circle and Ben Affleck came out during the ZSJL day, because we saw 3. I still can't believe I had that experience. Like I went to Pasadena, California. We went to Zack Snyder's old it's like his theatrical college that he went to, and they screened Man of Steel day one, big screen. Like my first time seeing Man of Steel in theaters, right? Like 8 years, at that point. And then day 2 was BVS. We went back to that school and watched BVS, the Ultimate Edition, right? on the big screen. And then day 3, the venue changed to the IMAX in California there, and outside of Pasadena, California, the IMAX screening of ZSJL. Ray Fisher was there, Ray Porter was there, Chris Terrio was there. Then Ben Affleck comes out, and it was just crazy. Right after the film, Ben Affleck comes out and he talks about what Bayona's talking about right here. That's where the quote's from. And I was sitting there like, this is Batman. Like, y'all have no idea how I felt. If I don't scream for a lot of men, okay? Okay, like Ben Affleck within like 50 feet of me, I was screaming. And so he talked about his Batman idea, and he said, "I'm not gonna go too far explaining it," and he just kind of left it at that. I was like, "Whoa!" And everyone was like, "Oh, there's still a chance, right? There's still a chance." So. And recently, Ben Affleck, if y'all see that quote, Ben Affleck said, anything's possible. And I've been told consistently.
Yeah, nobody that's been part of this universe has said that it's dead. So literally no one. So clearly something's going on. They know stuff that we don't. So if they're not saying it's dead, why are we going to be saying it's dead?
Exactly. We're following Zach's lead. Again, this isn't about some personal hashtag campaign. This isn't about us trying to get some kind of notoriety. We're all fans, man. And that's what I've always been. Just at times I would hear stuff, and that went crazy in 2022 with Cavill and Ben and everything. But it's like, I want to see this stuff through, man. I want the movies, right? So as long as they're keeping out hope, we're gonna keep up the word. We're gonna keep that awareness of this. So good stuff right there. Let's see. Let's get through a few more, because I gotta go watch Michael Jackson, man.
You're gonna be late for your.
I gotta get going here. Turner says here, Zach ain't moving on, nor has anyone else. Who wants to see the cinematic universe restored? Like I said, Chris Terrio said on the spot at Full Circle, he was like, "Hey, if it's time to do a new screenplay, I'm ready." So Terrio verbally already said, "I'm ready." I'm like, bro, like, I think we have a good chance of getting this, y'all. Like, I really believe we have a good shot, man. So good stuff. Appreciate all the comments. I'm gonna go and close this out because I could linger too long with this, but definitely appreciate all the support for the stream. Again, the Saturday streams. We're just keeping up the awareness, y'all. We're gonna bring up any shenanigans anyone's bringing up that's anti to this deal. And if you're Snyder fans, I'm gonna say this, man. If y'all truly Snyder fans, I don't know why you would fight against the obvious Saudi connection. I really don't understand that. There's got to be something else going on if you are against that aspect of it. But yeah, I'm not here to tell people what to do, but I think it's pretty obvious, Jules. Like this is our best shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Carlos says, night views tomorrow. We're doing a sports show as well. Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Real Talk Productions. Carlos, we got to wrap up as far as the NFL draft. We got the NBA playoffs going on. The Knicks are fumbling in live in real time as normal in our lifetime. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. With that, and I am a Lakers fan, so I am celebrating. Not a LeBron fan, really, but I'm a Lakers fan.
You're stuck with him for the time being.
I'm Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Lakers fans, right? And LeBron happened to come on, so okay, we got Luka now, all right. But anyway, we're going real quick, Jules. Before we close this out, you're Giants. You're a Giants fan, right?
Yeah.
How you feeling? They got probably the best defensive guy off the board.
Yep, great O-line guy, probably one of the top O-line guys. We got a good cornerback. I'm feeling great. I'm loving what they're doing with John Harbaugh. I mean, that's what we needed. I grew up during the Tom Coughlin era. He was my head coach. Not me personally, but for my team, obviously. And I don't like this new age soft coaches. I do think the hard-nosed coaches, old school coaches, get the best results. We've seen it time and time again, even today with the soft ass generation. And John Harbaugh, he has that way of being that hard-nosed coach, but also being your friend at the same time. He's like you don't find that anyway. Like, it's such a hard hybrid to find. And he's definitely putting his mark on the team. He has almost complete control of every decision that they make, which is great because I was not comfortable with the GM and the moves they were making before. So with this, it just goes to show we're going back to being that tough, violent defense that the Giants have been known for when they won those championships. So yeah, I'm excited. The offensive side was already good. So right now we just kind of had to fortify the defense, which was pretty bad. It was all right, but it definitely needed some work. The O-line needed a lot of work. So yeah, I mean, this should be a good season for us. Yeah. I'll probably be at one of those preseason days or whatever for the fan day or whatever. I got invited to go, so I'll probably go this year.
That's what's up. See, y'all thought I liked Jules just for the geek stuff. Like, she's a sports head as well too. Like,
I'm basically a guy. So
not totally, but yeah, that's
when it comes to the thing that I like. Yeah, it's like I like masculine stuff.
Yeah, no, hey, like I said, I've been trying to figure out different shows behind the scenes for years, but you was like, but I'm glad we got the Saturday show. I'm glad we got a good time slot for this, but yeah, we gotta sneak in some sports stuff with you. Y'all saw that. Y'all saw how I threw that sports. I did it on purpose. I was like, let me just all right, what we working with.
It's draft season.
I'm just saying.
How are your Bears doing? I haven't seen anything about your Bears.
Oh no, we got a great defensive safety from Oregon. So a Big Ten school. He's like, he was a top 10 prospect, but we got him in the 20s, right? So he slipped probably because he's a little short, but he's a playmaker. Yeah. So I love what we're doing on our defense. We got we got some people from the Seattle Seahawks. We stole some players from them. They won the Super Bowl. We got a safety from them, Kobe Bryant from them. So I love that. We do got to still get an edge guy, right? Like Montez Sweat, I'm not a big fan of him. Like, he's okay. He's like mid, right? He's mid-level. It's like mid-Superman level, right? Like, we want Man of Steel level on the edge. Like, we want like an Abdul Carter, right?
We'll make a trade. We got an abundance of edges right now.
Was it Thibodeau? What y'all got?
Yeah,
they got a guy named Thibodeau. Yeah, I think he's on the block. Y'all not getting rid of Abdul Carter. We'll take him. We'll take him. You're not getting rid of him.
Definitely not getting rid of him. I mean,
But
they might get rid of
Reese,
Kayvon because he's on a contract year, I think, and I don't think they want to pay him.
I think so. Arvell Reese, he's like a Micah Parsons. And he could drop back in coverage as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
He's nuts. He's
and
nuts.
He could play multiple
Ohio
positions.
State.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm just saying. So, yeah, we're going to figure out some sports stuff with you. We're going to figure this out one day. All right? Because this is very natural when she goes into sports. I love it. Follow her on Twitter. You'll love her shit posting and stuff.
So, yeah, literally. Whatever pops
But we're going to slide on out of here, though. It was a nice little preview of the new sports show with Jules. No, I'm fine. But
don't talk too loud. Lowe's going to get jealous.
No, he'll be there too. If we do a show, Lowe's will be there. He will be there as well too. Well, much love to Sub Nation. We're gonna slide on out of here. Saturday show, Thursday coffee talks. Get up early. We out of here.
Watchmen forever vigilant, steady watching and listening, disciplined, militant, killing these dudes that started visiting. What's the latest word? Yo, Sil, we need to know. Tell us what you heard, yo, Sil, we need to know the ins and outs. Who's walking out, buying in? We need to know your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One hell of a show. Let's go.